as we get ready to introduce the program. So this morning, I'm going to start off the program because I have Nawasa is in the house. And Nawasa is a household name in Carriacou, as you very well know. We have developed that over the last couple of years, the dependency on water, which is so important in our development, our everyday lives. And they are here this morning. And there's a lot of things that's been taking place in Carriacou. So we want to give you an update as to what would be happening here in Carriacou as it pertains to water because the dry season is right around the corner. So first I'm going to introduce right now the Planning and Development Manager for Nawasa, Mr. Wim Cox. Good morning to you, Mr. Cox. Good morning. How are you doing?
Morning, Kim, and morning to all the listeners of Vibes FM.
Nice to have you in our studios. Very, very nice to have you here.
And always a pleasure to be here.
Well, I know that a lot of information we're going to be sharing this morning. But first of all, before I move over, let me say good morning to our Jamelia, who's the communication supervisor. Louis, good morning to you.
Morning, Kim, and good morning to all your listeners on Vibes 101.3 and 106.3 FM.
Okay, thank you so much. And last but not least, our man of the soul again too. Well, we have two of them here anyway. Edward Vettel. Mr. Vettel, good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning, Kim.
Okay, everything okay?
Yeah, for the time.
All right, okay. Now this morning we're going to be discussing, I know yesterday we had a town hall sort of, meeting at the Bishop's College, right?
Yes.
And sort of things were done for discussion, but for those who are not able to attend that town hall, can you just go a little bit or, tell us what will be happening and what we can expect?
All right. So I'm going to start off this morning by, first of all, thanking you for the opportunity, as usual, to be able to come on the radio station. I always tell people that Kim has been a partner with Nawasa from even prior to Nawasa having a presence in Carriacou in terms of our office structure. Mm-hmm. But you have been a partner all those years and you continue to be a partner. And whenever we come to Carriacou, we are always comfortable that if it's one radio station that we are going to be on, it will be Vibes 101.3 FM. So thank you, first of all, again, for this opportunity. Mm-hmm. Of course, yesterday we had a stakeholder engagement at the Bishop's College auditorium, and we had a relatively good turnout. We would have hoped that more persons would have really come out to hear what it is we're doing for the Sister Isle of Carriacou, understanding the challenges that they are facing. I would say someone told me yesterday that it seems that every time I step out, I bring rain. So I stepped out 3 times yesterday and I brought rain. I stepped outside last night and I went in with rain and I woke up this morning in rain. So that's a blessing. So we are happy for the rains that we've had in Carriacou, but notwithstanding that, we had our challenges over the past few weeks as we continue the onset of the intensity of the dry season. While the predictions is for an above normal rainfall level, of course, for Carriacou, we know that Carriacou depends on desalination services. And following the passage of Hurricane Beryl, we do know the challenges that we are having and the pressure that it is putting on our water system. So Mr. Bettel will speak more to what is happening on Carriacou operation-wise and what we have been doing. Mr. Cox, of course, will be speaking to projects. Nawasa has in the pipeline a number of projects for the Sister Isle of Carriacou, and Mr. Cox will be speaking. So yesterday we were able to, of course, discuss with persons, these are the facts, these are the challenges, and how you can help. And we were very happy because the feedback from persons yesterday was, yes, while we have our liquor issues, they are happy that Nawasa, is in, and Nawasa has been supporting. There are persons that were actually at that town hall meeting yesterday that have a Nawasa connection, and they are seeing the benefits of having a connection. So that is where I would pause from my end. I think I'm just here to lead off. Mm-hmm. Our key speakers will be Edward Bettel, our supervisor from Carriacou, who has been doing a fantastic job. And, before Mr. Bettel comes on, I think it would be remiss of me if I don't say a special thank you to Mr. Bettel and his team in Carriacou. I can tell you it is not easy to have damage following a hurricane to your roof and your home, and then you have to come out to work understanding that there are persons, including yourself, that need water. And our team in Carriacou, they have been on the ground immediately following the passage of Hurricane Beryl, and they continue. So I want to publicly, on behalf of our board of directors, management, and staff, say a special thank you to Mr. Edward Bettel for leading the charge on the Sister Isles of Carriacou. And of course, not just Carriacou, Peter Martinick as well, and Bobby, Nikem, Kevis, Rinel, and Zinaya in the office that continues to keep us down and hold us down. So thank you so much. So Mr. Bettel will be speaking about operations and how Nawasa is faring on Karaku, and Mr. Cox will look at projects in the pipeline. I think persons would really want to hear what are the projects in the pipeline, because as Mr. Cox said yesterday, and I'm very comfortable to back him up when he's saying this should be the last year that the Sister Isles of Karaku have a challenge with water. So
All right.
especially during the dry season.
All right, Mr. Bethel, welcome again. And you are in Karaku. You on the ground in Karaku, and you should know what's happening in Karaku as well. So give us an update. Yeah.
Good morning again, and good morning to the listeners. Just to give you an update of the operations in Karaku. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been having some technical issues at the plant, as most of the persons on the island would have realized in the supply of water. We have since rectified most of the issues. We are back up and running. Though we're back up and running, we're trying to see how best we can provide everyone with water. That is both persons on the network as well as those who are producing water via trucks. So therefore, there's a limitation in the amount of trucks that we can provide water to on a daily basis. Just so the public understand that the plant could only produce around 60 to 65,000 gallons per day. So with that in mind, we need to be mindful of the consumption on the network as well as how many water we can give out in the event that we have a major issue that the plant will be down. So we try to regulate the water in a way that everyone would get. So we, at this time, we just like to ask the public to bear with us as we're trying our best to keep the plant up and running, as well as slowly but surely ensure that everyone on Karaku is afforded to get some water from the desal plant.
Now, you just mentioned, though, that, you have a challenge with truckers coming in and trying to supply the people on lines as well, too,
Right.
Do you have some sort of a schedule set up?
Right. So at present, we have a valve regulation for the network. So we open from 7 a.m. and we close off at 7 a.m. in the morning, and we
7 a.m. to
7
7 a.m.
7 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
And in the afternoon, we open from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the afternoon. And during the day, we allow the truckers to get 2 trips per truck. Now, normally we would see a total of 5 trucks, but at present we're seeing an increasing amount of trucks coming at the plant. So we're trying our best to see how we could balance both the distribution and the distribution via the truck sales.
Mhm. So during the time when you have the truckers, coming in to get water, that means that the people online would be shut off temporarily?
Yes, that is correct. So in order to maintain a level to adequately feed persons on the network in higher regions, as you may be aware that we're using gravity feed to distribute throughout the network. So in order to adequately distribute water via the network, we need to maintain a certain level in the tank. So what we do is we try to control the amount of water that we give out in order to maintain a certain level in the tank. So that is why when we're doing hydrant, or as we say, hydrant sales, we try to close up the distribution to maintain a certain level in the tank.
Uh-huh. So in production, what are some of the challenges that you've been, having as you try to,
Right. So over the past couple of weeks, we had some difficulties with our high pressure pump, which is the heart of the operation. That is the pump that sends the water to the membrane for the filtration of the salt. We had some difficulty where it got damaged, so our production decreased from 45 gallons per minute to 20 gallons per minute. So that is why we had a limitations in the amount of trucks that we could have given out water for the period. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, are you back up to the 42 that you
Right. So yes. So we have since did the necessary repairs. Right now we're running at 85%, and we're producing 45 gallons per minute.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So at that rate, you think you could maintain supplies,
Right. So once we maintain the operations and we have the plant running at that production capacity, we should be able to, not immediately, but over a period of time, ensure that persons on the network have water, as well as the persons who are producing via hydrant would be able to get water.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let me move over to you, to Mr. Cox, because I think this is a time for me to start to drill you through, as we realize now that this plant is basically operating at max, and there will be need now for additional production. So this is where I think you're going to come in now to give us an idea.
Yeah, and just to
Yeah.
Kim also chime in on the reiterating and commending the team at Carrico Edwards and the team, because it's challenging. And as I was mentioning in the meeting last night, Nawasa, we post burial, we anticipated this situation, and we have been moving at considerable pace trying to get a second plant on the island. Now, the procurement of a plant is not an overnight thing. And Engineer Todd would have explained last night that we're at advanced stages. As a matter of fact, he was on island last night and left this morning because he has a meeting with the EU this morning to sort of firm up efforts in terms of getting that second plant on island, getting it procured and having all of the details and so sorted out. So while we tried to have a plan here during that time, we appreciate that these things are not overnight things, and we weren't able to do so. And so one of the reasons why we're here, so that persons could understand the reality of the situation on the ground and everything that we were doing to get us to a position where we could reliably supply water to the people in Carrico. So from a plan standpoint, we're looking at the addition of a similar size plant that we have on there now. We're going to put it parallel just next door to that plant. So if everything goes well, that we should resolve that. Maybe the procurement has started with the company out of Europe, I believe, and as I say, Engineer Todd is on this, is making final preparations, as it were, or meeting with the persons to get that sorted out. So we anticipate before the end of the year, this plant should be on island and operational. In addition to that, Kim, every time I'm here, I'm always talking about what the projects that we've had in the pipeline to augment water supply to the island, of course, to expand the network across the island, which is our G Cruise project. And we can now say that we've awarded the contract for the construction of two 100,000 gallon storage tanks, one at Bel Air and the other one at Mount Royal. So those contracts has been issued, and the contract is going to commence work in the coming weeks. And they want to say months, in the coming weeks, because the contract includes some tanks on mainland Grenada, which they've started and completed the installation of 2 out of 4 of them thus far, and they're continuing the installation of some others that they're about to start, and Carrico is in that lot. So as I say, we anticipate in the coming weeks you're going to see works at Bel Air and works at Mount Royal for the installation of those 2 additional tanks. Yeah, so stuff is actually happening. So this is why Miss Lewis would have said that. I was telling some guys yesterday, this should be the last year that we have in issue. So currently we have 100,000 gallons at 6 roads, and we add in another 200 gallons, so that'd be 300,000 gallons. The tank at 6 road, even with the network as it were, Edward, is last 3 days, 4 days, if it's full up. Yeah, 3 days, 4 days. So just imagine we can make that now 12 days. Right, good. So that's the idea, that's the intent. We're also now getting back on the table with the 5 Cs projects, the project that would have started and would have run the network to the south of the island, and the next phase of that included the expansion of the network to the north of the island, in addition to an additional desalination plant. Right. So that conversation is happening again tomorrow morning. We have a meeting with the 5Cs and the Italian representatives who is planning a visit to the island sometime in April. So fingers crossed, no issues there. We anticipate that again before this and the end of the year, early 2026, all of these projects should be in implementation or well underway as it relates to getting the infrastructure expanded.
But you mentioned
across the island.
you mentioned in the Hillsborough Bosseju rather, where you have the plant now, or the installation of a second plant, so that would sort of like ease up the pressure on that existing one.
Correct.
To keep a continuous supply,
Correct.
Hopefully.
Correct. Correct. Exactly.
Well, that sounds good.
Exactly. So that's what's happening.
Yeah,
So that's
that's what I
thinking
like to hear
we've been a lot is happening now. Once is doing a lot. We don't always come and shout about it, but as I say, from the time burial happened, our GM, we used to sit on all of the meetings that they used to have, the wash meetings and so on. Again, as I say, we've anticipated this, and we've been looking at efforts, different approaches in terms of dealing with the issue of as to what is happening now with the shortage of water. A question that came up yesterday in the meeting is what is it now, sir? We've talked about the long term, and what is it that we're doing about the short term? Because there is a deficit now. Mr. Vettel just mentioned that they had the challenge in the plant where the plant was operating at half mass. We saw that back up to 85% now, and we're going to monitor whether with the production now we can meet the deficit in terms of the amount of persons who is waiting in line for truck delivery and so on and so forth. But we have started, and I was telling the meeting last night, very preliminary discussions. We've started looking at some other options in terms of getting water to the island, be it by barge, as the case may be, if the situation continues and if it continues to get dire, in terms of the amount of backlog at the plant, or God forbid, if anything was to happen to the plant again and we need to act, we're starting to look at these measures just to ensure that there isn't the situation doesn't get to a point where, we continue to not be able to meet the demands of the persons on the network and persons who are using the trucks to get the water. So it was scheduled now of 2 trips per day. If you ask the truckers, they will tell you, of course, no, that ain't making sense because everybody want to be able to get water now.
Right.
But it's a process we're producing every day. And I am of the firm view that we are producing more than the usage for the on the island. We just need to see how we could get that deficit done. But again, if we can't, and again, we are monitoring all of this. If we can't, we're at preliminary stages when we're looking at the option of getting water to the island.
But as Mr. Bettel just said there, in that the idea, that 100,000 gallons, is like a 3-year supply, thereabout, right? 3 days, So with the installation of the other plant, which we anticipate, when you mentioned it's going to be installed, we're so anxious, and you see the end of the year, seems like forever and ever, But would that second plant be able to supply the 100,000 gallons that is going to be installed in Bel Air as well as Mont Royal in the meantime while the installations of the third plant here?
Yeah, well, that's the idea. What we're saying is that if we're able to store 300, it means that we can distribute while production is happening. But to answer your question, yes, the plant that we're looking at, and that's what you and I was discussing yesterday in terms of the lands and so on, the other side to get that plant installed. That plant, the plants that we have now is like the 100,000 gallon. We're looking at installing a 200 or 300,000 gallon plant.
Yeah, okay.
On the other side, so that one plant should be sufficient to full all of the tanks. We're looking at a much bigger plant in addition to the one on CBU. So this was say once we're able to get all of this implemented based on what we're looking at, Carriacou should have no issues from a water supply standpoint, because we're saying 2 things. We're saying that we're expanding the network, but if we're expanding the network, it means that it's more users. So this is why we're saying that we need to augment the production as well. And this is why we're looking at doubling the size of the plant that we intend to install on the other side of the island.
Yeah, because in Carriacou too, we've been used to rainwater harvesting, and that has sort of minimized the need for Nawasa to a certain extent.
Correct.
But since after burial, where a lot of roofs been gone, a lot of gutterings been gone, you find that the demand has risen considerably.
Exactly.
And this is where Nawasa comes in now, and we're depending on Nawasa to fill that gap.
Correct. And on our production and quality manager engineer Todd was explaining that the plant on a normal day, what it used to do is to meet the deficit during the dry season, but that's the deficit of persons capturing water during the rainy season. And then whatever deficit there is in the dry season, the plant used to meet that. But that has been, overextended because now nobody's doing rainwater harvesting. So the plant that was designed to meet a deficit now has to handle the entire supply, the entire operations. And this is why, of course, you're seeing the deficits, and so that Mr. Edwards and the team is having. I mentioned yesterday that maybe the rain would continue falling, and I know quite a bit of the roof stock has already been replaced. And again, kudos to the people and the efforts thus far. I recall when we came here after burial, compared to what we're seeing now, I think quite a bit of the housing stock has been replaced. So I know that some person might be able to start harvesting water again, and that would alleviate the situation again. So again, as I say, we're not taking off the table if the situation continues, how the organization can deal with the short term, the immediate, getting past the next couple of months at the dry season. And again, if that means that we have to look at how we can get water in via barge or boat or whatever it is, it's something that we have on the table, and we're considering very, very closely.
But what has happened over the years too, you realize that especially in the commercial areas like Hillsborough and maybe into the Haverville area, the demand for water now, is much higher than before. And you find more businesses now looking forward to the supply of water in order to conduct business on a regular basis. So this is where the challenge comes up for Nawasa right now, to make sure that they could fill that gap. Otherwise,
Well, I think, Kim, it's a bit twofold as well. In the past, with not having plenty water, I believe the usage pattern used to be different.
Right about that.
But now Nawasa, you have water in the line. People tend to get more luxurious in terms of how they use water. So it's a number of things. And again, with the implementation of the G Cruise project, we've identified all of this thing, and the project has a component that drives water conservation and encourages people. And I think it's something that we need to be doing a bit more as well, especially during the dry season, to promote conservation in a major way, because you know how we operate. Somebody goes into a hotel, they tell themselves they pay their money and they want to shower all day, but Carriacou just doesn't have the capacity for these types of behavior. So it's a sort of mindset thing that we have to keep pumping, especially around this time of year. So regardless of now, once I introducing additional desalination plant, the message of conservation needs to continue during the dry season.
Well, the matter of conservation, I think it's something that's going to be on the line, but it's sometimes ironical where you have a company who depends on selling water, to stay in business, telling you, listen, don't waste water. It's something like that. But Mr. Bettel, let me get back to you though, because you and the Carriacou scene as anything else. It's pertaining to the quality of the water. Sometimes we get some little feedbacks from our customers, our people, and saying it's not as nice as they would like to be. I mean, how do we speak about it? How do we address that? Is that something that's genuine or?
Right. So, I've heard the comments before, and similar to what was expressed by our manager Todd Labari, we cannot expect desal water to taste as rainwater. What we want the public to know is that our water quality is maintained as per standard by WHO. So we do ensure that the water is tested every day for appropriate chlorine, TDS, conductivity. And we do also send water samples to the laboratory in Grenada to ensure that the water is up to standards. So again, truth and the fact is the water would taste as a bottled water or rainwater. But in terms of the quality standards, NAWASA do maintain according to WHO.
That's interesting. Communications super, Miss Lewis. You have been on the ground too,
Yes.
and listening to the public here, there, and everywhere, trying to get messages across. And there, what's some of the things that you've been hearing, especially in Carriacou?
Well, as I've mentioned yesterday, when we had the stakeholder engagement, NAWASA continues to be a partner with Carriacou, and there is nothing that is happening with NAWASA in Carriacou that we don't relay with the ministry. We had a meeting yesterday with the new PS, Mr. Patterson, I think, Linwell. Patterson. Yes, and we were able to speak that same message. Persons on the ground, as mentioned yesterday, they have their concerns with the quality of the water. And as we were able to explain yesterday, and Mr. Bettel has just reinforced it, is that and even for me in Grenada, where I live, sometimes I have to merge between the water from the Les Avocats water system, which is surface water, and then I have the Shemin Valley mixing as well, which is borehole water. And borehole water tastes totally different than you'll get from surface water. So likewise in Carriacou, of course, for persons who are accustomed with their rainwater and having to deal with desalination. Desalination literally means you're taking out all the salt in as best as you could to make it palatable enough that persons are able to drink it. And I think I remember the first time I tasted desalination water, I was like, I ain't doing that. And then I remember NAWASA did so much. I remember when we came back the last time, there was water in the filter in the office, and they was like, do you know that's the same desalination water that you used to complain about? So I think it is going to take a while. It's going to take a process, and especially from persons coming from surface water or rainwater to desalination water. But outside of that, based on the feedback that we've also had, is that persons, of course, they want the 24-hour reliability of a water supply, and we can't do that. Even in Grenada, we do have our own challenges as well, that we are not able to provide a consistent water supply the way everyone would want it. Mr. Cox mentioned the projects for Carriacou, but we also have a number of tanks now that we are doing in Grenada that will be able to alleviate some of the shortfalls that we have, not just in the production, because you can produce, but if you don't have the storage facilities in order to store, to distribute, then it becomes a problem. But when you are able to have those additional storage tanks, like in Grenada for Carriacou, we know it is going to at least, in the dry season, be a major help. And I give kudos to the Ministry of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs as well, Minister Tevin Andrew and his team, for the hard work that they are doing in order to get the housing stock back up. Because once we have that, then Carriacou people would continue to teach Grenada and other islands how they do it with rainwater harvesting. And once they're able to harvest the water, then the reliance on NAWASA water, especially in a harsh dry season, will be minimal. One of the things that we also want to encourage persons, Mr. Cox mentioned plans for the extension of the network to the south of the island, to the north of the island. But one of the challenges that we actually had, I remember a few years ago, we did a application drive, and that persons are not coming onto our system. And when Mr. Bethel, I remember after Beryl, I said what it is like now, and he says, listen, we have a large influx of persons are coming, and the Russian demand is there. And we want to let persons, we are going to be making extensions to the network, but what sense does it make if we make the extension and you are not coming onto the network? I mean, Mr. Cox will tell you the cost alone to get water in Carriacou, Grenada, subsidizes Karaku totally. You know, when we think about the cost for producing water in Karaku matches the cost of producing water in Grenada, it is over 50% more. But we have to understand that there
50
should
times more.
50 times more, sorry, 50 times more. You know, he said it yesterday and I kind of trying to piggyback. 50 times more. And, you know, the reality is that water is a right. So we can't sit down and say, okay, well, it's Karaku and Karaku, those persons have the systems. No, everybody in Grenada, Karaku and Peter Martinique should be able to open their taps and have water. And as you mentioned before, that Nawasa is in a business. Of course, we are in a business. If we don't produce and sell, then we cannot operate. But we can't think as a business all the time, because water is a social good. And that's why, for example, we give off so much as a part of our corporate social responsibility, because we are producing, persons are paying, persons are buying, and at the end of the day, we have to give back. So what we want persons is that when we do the extension to the network come on board, we have heard the cries and we have heard the complaints about the cost of the water connection. And Kim, I want to say it here.
Yes.
I remember when we came on the program the last time, you were like, I was one of the first persons who took the water. You remember?
Yes.
And I guess you're seeing the benefits of having a water connection from Nawasa. That even if you had challenges, once you're able to open your tap, you may not get it 24 hours, but at least 6 hours per day, you're able to fill up your water storage systems. So we want to tell persons, yes, we understand the cost of the connection. The connection costs are basic fees. The pipes, the fittings, the installation cost, everything. So the price structure does not change Grenada to Karaku. The same thing we pay for in Grenada is the same thing you pay for in Karaku. So you understand, we have worked in the past with Peter Martinique. You understand, we would have done projects to get, and we want persons to come on board. Don't think that a cost is a factor. You can reach out to our team. Nawasa offers a payment arrangement plan. The same what we offer in Grenada is the same that we offer in Karaku. So there are persons that come to Grenada, they apply for water connection. Based on the cost, they are not able to pay all at the same time. We said, okay, let us work with it. Tell us how much it is you are able to do at the moment. They said, okay, I have $300. The connection cost might be $700. You pay the $300. We give you a 2 or 3 month period based on your needs. As we say, water is a social good. It's your right to have water. So we want persons that when we extend the network and when we have all those additional storage facilities available, whereby persons can have a water, at least some measure of consistency, we want persons to come on, meet with Renel and Zinai and the team, meet with Edward, and put together a payment arrangement plan, and we are going to work with you. As we want Karaku and Peter Martinique. Well, Peter Martinique is in a class for itself.
Okay.
Peter Martinique, everybody in Peter Martinique literally are connected to our supply network, at least 95%.
Yeah.
So we don't, so all the challenges Karaku having, no, we don't have that challenge in Peter Martinique, because Peter Martiniquans are getting water because they have their systems. Those who have that, those who get capture rainwater harvesting as well, they have the plus, they have the backup supply from Nawasa. The challenge is Karaku. So when we extend come on board, help us so that we can help you. And at the end of the day, let 2025 be the last year that any person in Karaku has a challenge for water, especially in a dry season. And that is our call, and that is our message. And continue to manage, because climatic conditions, the changes are real. We see it all the time. When you don't expect rains, you get rain. When you're thinking, okay, well, it is supposed to be rainy season, you're seeing, no, you're not getting rainy season, you're getting dry season conditions. So we have to be very mindful, continue to manage your supply as well. And we want persons to store. I think Karaku is unique itself, that persons understand the importance of storage. But we want to reiterate that even as you store, if you don't manage it as much as possible and the best way you can, then there are going to be wastage and there are going to be challenges. And when we do have challenge on the plant, then the cries are going to get louder, because now that's what we want. And of course, we are not able to, because of whatever shortfalls we have. So just come on board, manage your supply as much as you could, and let 2025, and I'm going to reiterate it, Edward, Mr. Cox, let 2025 be the last year that we have this water shortfalls, especially in the dry season in Carriacou.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that again because Mr. Cox has said so, and then
Yes,
and he's serious about that because
I was very excited when he said it yesterday.
Yeah.
And he said it the first time and I was like, huh? Yeah. And then when he said it more forceful and firm to the persons that turned out to our town hall yesterday at the Bishop's College, we know that now we are going places. And Carriacou, Peter Martinique, they are not being left out. Well, it's one Grenada, one Carriacou, one Peter Martinique, one Tri-Island State.
Okay. All right. I'm glad to hear that because people are listening carefully now too, because the problem of water is getting worse and worse,
Yes.
And the need for water, is growing too. So now in Nawasa now trying to fill that gap and make people get what they need to their everyday lives and everything like that. That makes it much easier.
Yeah, but then we need them to help us because if we are doing the network and they're not coming on, then it becomes a problem.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned about the network, getting on the network, because one of the problems or one of the comments that have been coming from residents is that it costs so much, to get on there, So now that you're speaking about a plan that could be put into place to alleviate some of the burden,
Yeah, but we have spoken about the plan from day one, Kim. I think we came up with the program, we spoke of the plan. When we had the application drive, we spoke of the plan, and we will continue to speak of the plan.
Yeah, but they need to come in.
They need to come in and sit down with our team. The lovely Renelle in the office, the handsome Edward. Come in, watch Edward. And get connected to Nawasa's water system. But at the end of the day, we just want persons to, to appreciate the effort that we are really trying. We are not a perfect organization, but I can tell you from where I sit, from when we have meetings as a management team and we sit down and think about how can we, there's never a moment, and Mr. Cox will tell you prior to us coming to Carriacou, we were all trying to brainstorm what, because we understand the situation, what. And I remember one manager raised a suggestion and another manager raised a suggestion, and then you met and it was like, yes, it can work. And I remember coming up yesterday in the vehicle, Mr. Cox and Mr. Labries going back and forth. I think that could work. I don't think that could work. Yes, it could work. You honest, because at the end of the day, we're looking at the bigger picture. The big picture in all of this is that persons should be able to open their taps and have water.
Mm-hmm. And the presence of Nawasa in Carriacou now too, as you guys are doing this PR, out there, is important to let people know that you are looking to do something, make it easier for them.
Yes.
And that it's going to bring some relief, although it's in the long term. Yeah.
Well, Kim, the end of 25 is not long term.
25 is just now, Kim.
But when you're in dire need, let me tell you something.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah. The time seems to stand
this is what we say.
all the time.
We're looking at all of the options.
Yeah.
So should something need to happen in the immediate, we're already looking at what we can do. But if you allow, I just allow me, the meeting with the PS yesterday brought about just some realities in terms of us moving forward, logistics, transportation to the island. We all know the issue with the Dolly Sea now when getting stuff up to the island. The projects that we anticipating or that we're coming on stream with is gonna create much disruption to roadways, road networks, as the case may be. And just again, I know kayaks are not a fussy people, but just to reiterate that the construction of the tank, and so these are relatively big projects. You're going to see a lot of equipment movements and stuff like that on the island. So just so that person is aware that you might have delays, you might have issues here, you might have a road blockage here, as the case may be. All in all, in us trying to get these infrastructure in, because again, the tanks has to be interconnected by pipes. We've already started the pipeline from Seaview to the hospital, right? Because when we were doing the road, when the road was being redone towards the hospital, in anticipation that this has to come, now also we would have gone ahead and installed the pipe below the road so that we don't have
So
to
the pipe
come
work is already installed.
The
You
pipe
know,
work-
yeah.
the
Oh,
pipe
so,
work
so
too.
no more brick digging up and breaking up.
No.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
Forward
this,
thinking.
all of the new concrete roads that are
Right,
just going in, we don't want to come and have to be
Mhm.
cutting them or doing anything. So we've already installed that line. There is lines to be installed from the Bel Air tank to the Mount Royal tank,
Mhm.
and then lines from Mount Royal to Dover,
Mhm.
and then thereafter all of the distribution lines throughout the different villages, etc. So Carrick is up for quite a bit of disruption in terms of
Mhm. Yeah.
pipeline installation, but at the end of it,
Well, once the network is completed,
correct,
then
correct.
everything should just flow nice
Just flow
and
nicely,
Yeah.
should be just operating.
That's good news.
Very good news.
That's very good news for Karakou, and we anticipate, that there. Now, let me get back to you, Mr. Bethel, as it pertains now to valve regulation and how people will be able to access water or know when water will not be available. Is there any advertised schedule or anything of the nature that that you have out there?
Yes, so Coms normally put out an advert stating when water will be on and when it would be off. We just use the opportunity to let the public know that the standpipe is open on the weekend throughout the day. So if ever you need to collect water with your 5-gallon jugs or so, you can go to the standpipe. But we do put out our regulation schedule on our Facebook page as well as our personal WhatsApp status, so persons could be aware of it.
And we also, Kim, you would know, we also send it to you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. So we get it out there.
We also send it to you, and we have the support of the Ministry of Carrick and Peter Martinique. Deanna and her team, they have been very helpful. So whenever we have anything else, we would have said we do send it to the Ministry of Carrick and Peter Martinique Affairs and local government, the PR arm, and they usually provide that level of support.
Now, in Grenada, there is this, what I should say, restrictions of what you can do with water.
That was last year.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That was last year when we had a very intense dry season and we had no choice but to enforce water restrictions. That was in May of 2024.
I remember that, but we have not had that in Karakou, so that doesn't really apply here, right? Yeah.
Well, the water restrictions was lifted in June of 2024. So we have no restriction on water use at the moment. But it was applied to Karakou, actually.
Yeah.
It was applied to Karakou.
Okay.
But I guess, Karakou was very unique in the sense that obviously we cannot manage rainwater. So the restriction would have catered for persons that utilize the Nawasa supply directly. But in terms of telling persons for their own rainwater harvesting system, no, we could not have applied for that.
Okay. Now, time. I'm looking at my time and it's kind of running out. We got about another 10 minutes to go on the program. What I want to do at this time, though, for residents in Karakou, in particular, Peter Martinique, who might want to ask a question to the team here, who didn't get a chance to do it maybe yesterday, you can call us at 443-0101. I'll be taking calls. 443-0101 or 403-0101. Or you can also call 458-1914. 458-1914. You can call and we're going to try to answer the question before we restart the program. Now, as we continue with our discussion right now, how you see going forward now, how you see Karakou will be moving forward, say by the end of the year, Mr. Cox, you anticipate that, and keep reiterating, you shouldn't see any problem in the future.
Yeah, as I say, the contracts have been issued for the tanks, the lines, for the interconnection of the tanks. Those bids were tendered as well. And I was mentioning yesterday, we have quite a few contractors in there from Karakou. So I'm hoping that they're responsive enough that, the most of what is happening could stay in Karakou from a work standpoint. So we do have quite a few local contractors in the mix as well. So we anticipate, as I say, Kim, in the next couple of months, quite a bit of works in that regard, and seeing the water supply on Karakou extended. The G Cruise project has not stopped there. There are some other components of the project as well that involves Karakou. Yesterday we were doing a visit to some of the medical centers, the hospital. In particular, there is a 100,000 gallon concrete tank at the hospital, which the hospital has condemned, literally condemned because of leaks and so on and so forth. and the project is going to be rehabilitating that tank to augment the water storage for the hospital.
Things will be
and we're also building a new water storage tank for Windward and Leicester medical stations as well, all in an effort to make sure that the island is resilient when it comes to extreme weather events like
just take a pin for a minute. Let me try to take a call in there. Vibes FM, call you on.
Good morning, Kim.
Yes, good morning. Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Good morning, your panel. I'm going to be short because I have to come back in the program. I'm glad that Nawasa came and have this program here this morning. And clear the air because the perception is in Grenada because we got some liars. Sorry, I want to be specific because I noticed you have a Cox on the program. And please let people know which Cox is on the program. And because somebody was just asking if it's Lion Nolan Cox, what is on the program. This guy come in Grenada and telling the people that Nawasa refused something that they had when his burial come there with some people who was supplying water and they offer you all the thing and you all refuse it. When I get to find out, no, it was lie, right? That this guy doing. This guy is making a lot of mischief. Nolan Cox. So I don't whether I tell you all are family or not. I would like the people to clear the air because people when think use the line Cox because what you saying there, you clear the air with it. And other people clear the air since Tuesday this guy being on the program.
Okay.
He's just coming in Grenada and saying a lot of lies about Nawasa.
Okay.
And saying that people coming to here every minute, only coming to here, they're not making no move. Nawasa not doing nothing. Tell this guy to give all their break. I'll come back and deal with it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Cox, your name was called there, quite a few times. You want to make a quick comment on the what has transpired because the Samaritan Post, who were here right after the burial, and they was offering the services, on a small scale.
Yeah. Well, we didn't refuse it. We were in discussions at the time our GM. When our GM received communication from Samaritan Post saying that they're going to move the plant to Union Island. So Nawasa never made a decision on to take or not to take the plant. What must be cleared out though is that one of the things that we were looking at as an organization is that plant is a tiny plant, right? Ed was just mentioning that our plant does 45 gallons per minute. And that's a plant that was doing either 5 or 6 gallons, 7 gallons per minute. So it means that the operation of a plant like that, even now, when you have a dry season, it's, want of a better word, not conducive. Yeah. It means that plant would spend the entire day to fill up one truck load of water. Yep. And for that to happen, you would have to have an operator sitting there. In addition to that, that plant operates with a rather near shore intake. Yeah, near shore intake has its challenges. If a boat pass by and some oil spills in the water, you could suck that up. That gets into the production, and it could create a number of issues. So you have challenges like that. But again, the plants like that are for what transpired after burial. You have a situation when you don't have no water on the island. Our plant is down, and you want some relief. That is the kind of system that you're gonna lean to because there isn't anything else. But with our plant up and running, from an operational standpoint, it would make far better sense to have Mr. Bettel and his team concentrating on this big plant, ensuring that it's up and running, that we could produce in excess of 40 gallons per minute, rather than having to worry about something like that. But to answer the caller in terms of Nawasa saying that we didn't want it or not want
That's
it,
not true.
we haven't gotten, we have never gotten to that point. The Samaritan Post decided, like, while we wait there, so they did throw it out to us. We were
Discussing it.
discussed it at the time, and we received an email from the Fed saying that they're moving it.
Yeah.
And we didn't oppose. We didn't.
All right.
Yeah.
But that should play there.
Yeah.
Vibes FM. Next caller, come in. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah, you're on now. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, good morning to the Nawasa folks. I have a suggestion for the Karaku situation to reduce the demand side, in that they should get a project and buy aerators, which can reduce, let's say, the normal aerator in let's say a sink consumes about 2.5 gallons per minute. And they can put in aerators about 0.5, which is about 80% reduction. So they wouldn't have the pressures of having to do all this investment. So I used to work in the stadium some years ago, and in the stadium we have the cricket stadium that was installed, and Nawasa even came to see if there is a problem why we're not consuming water. I don't know why that is not our main topic for Nawasa.
Okay. All right. Okay, caller. Thank you so much. Let me try to take another caller. Vibes FM, caller. Hello. Yes, you're on.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
Good morning to everyone.
Yeah.
I've just heard that Mr. Cox said that the plant was too small, so that it was refused. I mean, I said that the plant would have been able to serve the locals, just as how it served us throughout. You know, and I'm disappointed that he said it was refused because it was too small. We could have been using it. That is where we got all our water, from that small plant that we say that it was refused. And I'm very disappointed in it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Yes.
I don't think Mr. Cox said that the plant, it was refused because it was small. The reality is that we explained what it would have taken. One, it would have taken an operator standing from morning to night. Secondly, it would take a whole day to fill one truck. And then the capacity for production at 45 gallons a minute compared to 7 gallons a thing. And as Mr. Cox mentioned, obviously, when you have a disaster, it will serve.
Yeah.
Because the plant, Nawasa's plant itself was down.
Because you have no additional source.
You have no additional source, so it would work. But to say that we said it was because it was small is not the truth. And the reality, I could tell you, we were in a disaster meeting because following Beryl, we met almost every day to look at, because we had Grenada on the northern side and then we had Carriacou. And we were discussing as a team. I remember we were discussing, we were discussing. And before we were even able to pen a response, we got an email from the Samaritan Post saying, thank you, but we're moving. So it didn't even give us the opportunity to come and say, okay, well, maybe we could or maybe we could not have. But, and that is the truth. We're not coming here and pretend and say that is the truth. Caller, we do understand it may have served the purpose at post-disaster immediately, but for what it was expecting Nawasa to be able to do with it, we would not have been able to facilitate that.
And just to add, Jamila, it probably would have helped now, Kim, but again, as I say, as responsible as we are and citing the issues that I just pointed out, being a near show intake as compared to the current intake that is some 2,200 feet out in the water, pulling nice, clean raw water. All of these things considered, even if we had it, we would have been weighing the options very much in terms of whether we would have deployed it at this stage. But again, to just reiterate what we were saying, we a decision was never made by.
We never made a decision. We were not allowed
to refuse the unit. The caller with the aeration subject, I'm assuming that he's referring to the quality of the desalination water. And just to reiterate, the water that we produce in Carriacou meets standards, as Edward pointed out. We go based on our WHO standards in terms of the content of the water, and our water meets that that quality. So yeah, the concern about aeration is something that can be looked at. Probably would impact maybe the taste of the water, as the case may be. But as we pointed out, the water taste is more cultural kind of thing than the actual quality of the water. The water is safe for consumption, and yeah, as I say, I am in Carriacou. I drink the desalination water without any issues. So
Yeah.
and I'm used to the rainwater because I grew up here.
Yeah.
So yes, you do get some taste variation, but it's very, very normal.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to see if we could wrap it up now because we have excess of time, But I want to give Mr. Bettel first your final words. Being here in Carriacou, you have to deal with the situation on a daily basis, And what's your final words, and advice to the residents right now?
All right. So based on some of the comments, I've noticed that persons tend to misuse the water as they will state based on the source where it comes from. I just want the public to know that the desalination process is a very expensive process. It takes quite a lot to produce 1 gallon of fresh or potable water. And also, they need to note that the plant is running 24/7. We were back up and running the first week after Hurricane Beryl, and that plant has been running 24/7, 7 days a week. So we do anticipate that at some point we will have some technical difficulties. The time frame in which we rectify those difficulties is not up to us. We do try our best to see how quick we can get the issues resolved and the plant up and running. But we do want to advise the public that they should bear with us, as well as try to implement some form of storage so that when we're running our valve regulation, you're not without water. And we do try our best to inform the public as to when we're down and when the water is being cut off or for an extended period of time.
And to you, Mr. Cox, on the production side?
Yeah, Kim, just to reiterate, as I say, we are moving. We continue to look at our mandate for Carriacou as it relates to water supply, making sure that every household has access to Nawasa connection, and that goal of ours continue. And I am elated, feeling very, very happy at the stage that we're at, the stage where we're at with implementation of these projects. They would have had their share of challenges, but collectively, my department, my team, the organization as a whole has been steady at it, and here we are at the final stages of implementing and making sure that the water supply network in Carriacou can be expanded with your help, of course, and the conversations that we're having as it relates to land ownership. We want to just advance that just to make sure that we can have access to the requisite land, and so for the expansion of the other plant. So that is critical. So we'd want to continue to look into that, and and just thank the people of Carriacou for their patience. I know it's been year after year. We come in here, myself, Jamila, Mr. Husband, I think Mr. Smith was here last year, and we're going to continue to come. Just to say, just to the engineering department, I have a team of guys in Grenada, Mr. Bolin, Mr. Lane, the drafting team. These guys are at it day in, day out, dealing with the issues, dealing with the challenges, and now we're here at an advanced stage, ready to implement. So just say kudos to the entire team in Grenada, and continue to commend Mr. Bettel and the team for what they've been doing on the ground. I think from the meeting yesterday, clearly our efforts are being felt. The network is being expanded. Persons are coming on, not fast enough. We still want people to come onto the system, and especially now that we're expanding and having more capacity for them to come onto the system. PT Matnik is an excellent example. It seems as if dry weather is not even
It's
a
not
thing
even affecting
in
Peter
PT
Matnik.
Matnik because we're at 98 or 99% coverage. And so just because everybody has a supply to their home, we don't have to worry about trucks, we don't have to worry about anything because everybody have the water to their home. And it's a similar thing that we want to do here in Carriacou. The truckers probably don't like us saying that, but it's the reality of how we want to go,
And to you, Miss Lewis,
All right, so I would wrap up by saying this. I think Carriacou, Peter Matnik, the people are special. I went through Hurricane Ivan. I remember that was like 21 years ago, and I saw how we in Grenada struggled to get back, and I came to Carriacou following Beryl, and every time I come back to Carriacou, then after, I was amazed at the resiliency of the people of Carriacou and Peter Martinique. We will be going to Peter Martinique tomorrow. But I'm amazed, and I want to tell them, take a bow, because it's not easy to put a smile on your faces. And I am motivated more when I look at the Nawasa employees who themselves had homes destruction, and they came out and they were able to work as if life was as normal in Carriacou. And I want to tell you, the people of Carriacou, that Nawasa is with you. Nawasa stands with you. We appreciate you. We see you, we hear you, and we are working for you. We will be back within the next few months. We usually do 2 meetings per year in Carriacou and Peter Martinique to meet with our staff. And I am comfortable when we return later on in the year, is because, we are going to get the thank you, Nawasa, ribbon cutting. Mr. Cox mentioned about the truckers, but Nawasa will also be having its own water truck for Carriacou. Imagine that.
Okay.
That's coming in the not too distant future. So we want to wrap to say, we thank the public for bearing with us over the years. We want to say a special thank you, and I cannot overemphasize this, to our team in Carriacou. They are heroes. They are our heroes, and we will continue to raise them up high on that pedestal because they deserve it. And to you, Kim, thank you for always accepting us on this radio station, and we look forward to continued collaboration. We do a Waterwise program on Kim Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think it's from 7:30, Kim?
7:30, yes.
7:30, so you can tune in on those days to hear about Nawasa. We continue to use social media. We continue to use I've been looking at the comments online from persons, and we thank you for the suggestions. Some of them we are going to go back and look. Shireen, James, I think we had a Suzette, Joseph, and the others, Andrea, and all the others that are online. We are watching the comments, and we appreciate the feedback, and we will be looking to improve as we go forward as an organization. So on behalf of all of us, on behalf of our board of directors, management, and team, thank you. Thank you for accepting Nawasa, and thank you for believing in our efforts.
Well, thank you again so much. And just a reminder, whenever you're in Carriacou, you want to get information out to the public there, feel free to get in touch with me.
Always. I never had a problem then, and I'm certain I would never have a problem now.
Okay. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that would just about wrap up our program this morning right here with on Vibes FM. And to remind you, our listeners, again, that our program continues here with Speak Out Unfiltered in just a little while from now. So please stay tuned. And it's just about time again for me to say hi again to you right here on Vibes FM, and Speak Out Unfiltered continues for today, Thursday. And we have a lot of things on for discussion right here inside the program. To remind you, our listeners, it's interactive, and you can always call us at 443-0101. 443-0101, 439, not 439, but 403-0101, 403-0101, and 458-1914. 458-1914. All the lines would be used, in case you want to interact with us right here on Vibes FM. So let me just move over and Koi. Yes, you're on. Good morning. Good morning again.
Good morning to you, Kim, and good morning to Sir Leo. And let me say a special good morning to the listeners wherever you are this time. And it's certainly a pleasure to be back with you again so that we can discuss the things. The discussion is not just to create a discussion, but the discussion is to to design ways and means how we can improve things and make it a lot better for all of us, because we are all in this together. Yeah.
Definitely. And it's always a pleasure discussing with our listeners what's happening in our communities as well. So, Leo, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
All right. Okay.
And good morning to the listeners of Vibes 101.3 FM. Hope all is well.
Mhm.
And it's good to be here in Carriacou. And last Monday just reinforced that. I had an experience which just showed me the relevance of the song Take One In.
Mhm.
Take One In.
Yeah, take one in.
And I'll expand on it a little later, but in a nutshell, live good.
Definitely.
Take one in.
Mhm.
Do good.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And let the world will take care of the rest. But live good.
Right. Okay. Now, starting off our discussion this morning, as you realize there, Nawasa was right in front of us,
Mhm.
and seemed to be trying to explain to us what has been happening and how we could get through the challenges that we are in now, especially pertains to water
Mhm.
and the future ahead of us too. But one of the things that have been going on for the longest while, and you realize in the ending up of our talk this morning, is a lot of comments that was made by Nolan Cox as it pertains to water. Well, there's many things that he said, but as Nawasa just touched on the water there, were you aware of some of the statements that he was making and what sort of took place, in dialogue and interaction with people against people? Because the reason I'm saying that is because it made the news, the headline news too.
Mhm.
And we had one of the representatives from Nawasa yesterday in the news trying to explain what transpired as it pertains to the Samaritan Purse.
Mhm.
Now, they were here, as you know, for the burial disaster, right after the disaster, and supplying the residents with a lot of water,
Mhm.
much needed at the time too.
Yes.
And when they were getting ready to leave, they went back with the equipment. But one of the comments that was made is that they refused, the Nawasa refused to accept the equipment because of whatever reasons. I don't know, they're in business and maybe they figure it might put them out of business. Or I don't know. But that has stirred a lot in the air. And so before we start our discussion, listen to a news clip that took place, Nawasa in the news. Let me see if I get it.
Residents on the sister island of Carriacou have much to look forward to as the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, rolls out plans to alleviate the island's water shortage crisis. These planned projects are in addition to the company's efforts to improve the water supply in Carriacou, which includes the recommissioning of the Carriacou desalination plant, which was impacted by Hurricane Beryl, and securing additional water trucks to facilitate distribution. Additionally, through the Green Climate Fund, G-Cruise project, NAWASA is enhancing water resilience by developing new supplies, constructing reservoirs, and expanding pipeline networks in Karakou. Todd Labari is the acting manager of the Production and Quality Department at NAWASA.
The situation with Karakou is that we have a few foreign-funded projects that we're looking to have some serious deliverables from. We have a EU project that we're doing. It's currently being procured by the EU. What is being procured is a 300 cubic meter per day plant, basically the size of the one that we already have there. And in addition to that, they're proposing a NAWASA to procure for us a NAWASA operated and owned water tanker in Karakou. Also making advances to upgrade our solar farms as well to reduce the energy cost that's associated with running such a system.
Labary highlighted the company's short, medium, and long-term plans, which will include the installation of a second desalination plant and water tanker, the G-Cruise project, adding 2 additional tanks, and the 5 Cs project, installing additional water and distribution lines.
We have a project ongoing now with the European Union with a sum of 500,000 euros being offered towards the procurement and installation of a supplementary plant at the same site of our current desal plant. The thing with that is now it would offer us, one, a redundancy, so then if there is any issues with the current plant, we don't have to stop production. And two, what we could do is increase additional runtime and produce a bit more water using that system.
To ensure the entire island receives an adequate supply, acting manager shared details about another project that has already been contracted out.
We wanted that project to tie in with a sister project, that's the G-Cruise project. Under the G-Cruise project, we have this one is happening now. It's already contracted out, both the pipeline and the tank construction portions of it. We would be installing 2 100,000 gallon steel tanks in Karakou, one at Bel Air at the hospital, which will be used to feed the areas to the north, Bogles, Windward, Limley, and those places, and another one in Mount Royal that would be used to assist the south and feed the eastern places such as Mount Pleasant and so forth. Now, what we were looking to do with that new desal plant we were supposed to get from 5Cs, and we are still engaged in talks in terms of having it finalized, is to use that system along with the Mount Royal tank as a redundant. So if there's an issue on one side of the island, or a major disaster, or something happens with a hurricane, we still have another backup system.
Labary was questioned about the plant offered to NAWASA by the charitable organization Samaritan Purse, which, according to sources, was rejected. This was his explanation.
So basically, the Samaritan Purse was proposed to NAWASA, but these things require certain decisions to be made, consultations with engineering staff with regards to the pros and cons. What would have happened is that before NAWASA was able to offer their final approval on it, it was conveyed to us that it would have been sent to another location, right? Now, we were deliberating on this, even though we didn't get the chance to give our final okay. The issue with the Samaritan Purse, I should not say the issue, but one of the drawbacks, yes, it produces water, but it produces 7 gallons per minute. Our plant currently produces 42 gallons per minute. The Samaritan Purse plant must be run by someone for it to be in operation. There has to be someone on site to run the plant. And whereas our plant is automated, that we could have it up and running and distributed, and our guys could be focusing on the distribution network. The third thing about it is that there is no distribution access to that.
Christina John, GBN News.
Yes, that's a very nice piece.
So you see what you hold on. Righty, I think our microphone just had a little bit of an issue there. Okay, we're back again. So you see that news piece that went on there. Now, what transpired is that the talk was out there, and it started up with Cox saying that they refuse to accept the water, the Samaritan Purse plant.
Yeah.
And that stirred up a whole sort of dialogue because the story is not true. It's not true. So people asking the question over and over, why is he doing this? Where's Cox's problem? Is he living here? Questions have been asked. Is he aware of what's going on in Caracou? Or is doing this purposely just to create... why is the problem?
Well, you see, I look at my good friend, Brother KCM, and I realize that they're searching. They're searching for reasons, or they're searching for things to complain about. And remember, a lot of these ideas are not Nolan's creation, is Nolan's promotion. He is expressing, looking for every little thing. And I could tell you one thing, finding fault with what's happening in Caracou. They were not ideas. They're not the only one without water. I mean, Caracou is not the only place without water, NNP water dry too. They're looking for everything to complain about, and they have nothing, because they're saying now that it was refused. Now, as I said, we didn't even get back to the people. It may have been slow, or whatever the reason is, and I could understand that. But you must do your research and make sure that what you bring into the public is what actually happened. But that is not so.
No, it's not taking place.
Yeah.
He's just bringing false information out there. And people are getting annoyed with him because, asking the questions, is he Caracou and is he for Caracou, or does he want to see Caracou develop? What is the problem?
But you see, the other people wicked too, because you criticizing so many things. Well, my boy, the telephone operator, what's taking so long to happen in Caracou? Open your pay phone bill yet, The man didn't pay phone bill yet, but he complained about what happened just before this. So these people, they just have to know them and ignore them. And I'm happy. I looked at the town hall meeting last night, and the interaction with people and the education of our citizens it put me on a high. So we're going the right way. If they want to follow inspector and go the wrong way, that's their business. We're going the right way.
Yeah, but as you just mentioned there, and we keep on going, in that it's just about time for him to stop this nonsense.
It wouldn't stop.
Stop it.
It wouldn't stop.
Stop it.
See, for it to stop, you have to sever ties between him and KCM. What is happening?
One of the other things that has been of concern to Senator Cox is this whole Windward Jetty. And he's been making some real claims. But interestingly, if we take the time to wait and to understand what is the bigger picture, we will avoid making comments and saying things that really doesn't really add up, because at the end of the day, what we're looking for is the outcome. And if we're going to have the problems being solved, I think we should be guided by that fact. Then there's talking. So what shouldn't? When if you wait, you would know what is. So I think that we need to, as a people, adopt that kind of attitude. Yeah, be patient. The Windward Jetty, now we are seeing images of what it's going to be like.
Have a rendering of it.
Yeah.
But you see, these guys are behaving as though they left Grenada, Caracou, and Pitimatic intact. And then they break up everything, Forget it yet. Yeah. Listen to the complaints about the medical situation in Grenada. And again, I'm telling you, you think it's Presbyterian Medical Center they left for you? But it's not true. But they must find something. They continue to try to fool fools. And in some instances, they've been successful. But we know it's not true.
But they're only successful among the supporters or the
Correct.
diehard people.
Yeah.
Because real people, people who are, looking at things, objectively, can't
As I will explain to you, they could be relevant among the monks in low crowd. But people with any sense of rational and any sense of little bit of common sense and good thinking must understand. And these things take time. And in this environment, manpower in Caracou is a problem. Supplies in Caracou is a problem. So anything that will normally happen, you say in 6 months, according to Carol, actually it would take a year or a year and 6 months because our problem is compounded. So one of the times with Jesus, and we are saying that we are trying to do it the right way, so we don't have to repeat the effort and spend good money bad.
But Koy, as you just mentioned about the Windward Jetty, which has been talked about now too anyway, and he's been speaking of that and getting some response out there. In that, it's like yesterday the jetty was destroyed, or the condition of the jetty was just recently happened. And if you look back at the record, of that jetty when it was built back in the late 1990s, it has never been maintained and it has deteriorated from that point since. I remember back in as early as the early 2000s that we had to put pieces of wood in order to walk from on the jetty, because you feel you're gonna drop down, which I did one time. It happened accidentally. But we used to have to put pieces of wood, planks, and stuff like that just to walk. The landing, there was a landing there for small craft that had rotted out and was no longer being in use. It was just some metal there, and if you go too close there, you could and fall there. That the corrosion, that steel there, could be dangerous if you get injured by it, and it's been like that for all these years under the government, under the NNP government. For how many years, they never did nothing about it. Cox was in there, right? He's been in government there maybe how many years? I don't even remember. Since maybe 2000, what?
I think it's about two terms.
15, no, but almost, because he started off as a senator under the NNP, and then
he was a
18 there was election
at one time.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
But then,
but he has not done anything about it. And he's been there as minister in Grenada, when he after the 2018 election.
Yeah, the last portfolio.
And what did he do for Carriacou?
Was
what did he do for Carriacou? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, he never even used to visit Carriacou once in a while, because apparently what was being said is that his relationship with the then present minister was not that good. So, because of that, interesting comment, whatever. But in any case, these conditions existed for this longest while, and they did nothing about it. The deterioration of the jetty didn't happen in burial. The jetty should have been condemned maybe 20 years before that.
But it's a loud secret that Windward Jetty in recent times, that's not a bois. It's a bois.
Yeah.
If you lean too hard, you're falling down. So
Yes.
it was never there. So the fact that they're now thinking of doing a proper system with accommodation for the people traveling between Petit Martinique and Carriacou to be comfortable with some sort of a toilet facilities and all those good things.
Restroom, everything.
And something to take you away from the elements. If a showering is coming, there's some place for you to shelter. That's probably just too humane for the NNP. They can't dig it. But those kind of constructions, it take time. So let them talk.
But then let us not forget that even that's on the Carriacou side of going over to Petit Martinique. But there have always been concerns from the Petit Martinique end, because they have had two jetties there. One was so it is looking at the bigger picture, transportation between Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Listen to me. There are two jetties in Petit Martinique. One private, the one we've been using lastly, and I think I look at Diablo walking on this thing, and you have to jump
Side to side.
They have to escort him.
But you see, because the lack of maintenance, there is a good jetty there. I know, remember when they were trying to fight bubble in Petit Martinique, they put all those big lights on the jetty. That is a good and sound jetty, but nothing has been maintained. And in the enemy time, they didn't have to build anything. You don't have to be any extensive amount of spending. All they had to do was to maintain what was existing.
Maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance.
Yeah.
But they're so used to not spending a dime on Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So you'll find that condition existed. But the Petit Martinique jetty, the good one with some light renovation, could be put back in good and full use. The one in Windward that is
completely demolished because there is no top there.
Yeah, well, nothing here because all that left there are so many piles.
Yeah, but it's been in that condition, not usable for how many years since when Cox been inside of there? And they never do nothing.
Listen to me. Don't build a pressure up with those guys. They don't want it. They don't want it because we know who can say it's up to them. But we know.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Leo. Our focus ought not to be on the lack, what they did not do.
Yeah.
But I think our focus now has to be what is happening and how we can continue to improve the standard of living for the people of Carriacou and
precisely. We are about to do what they never did. And in time, they'll be quiet. Let me go and talk about recreation ground now.
Well, speaking before we talk about recreation ground, the plans now for the Windward jetty is one that would be, I mean, out of what should I say, state of the art.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Because it's going to be modernized. It's going to be able to accommodate more traffic. It's going to give a rest area for people, restrooms, a little cafeteria, everything that you would need when
pedestrians lane.
Yes, everything.
Vehicular traffic.
Look at that. Pedestrian lane, vehicular traffic.
Yes.
Vibes FM. Let me take a call before we move on to Vibes FM. Caller you on. Caller, come in.
Good morning, Mr. Kim.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Carl.
Good morning.
Morning, Sir Leo.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Welcome to the university. Welcome to the all the generals and admirals. Welcome again.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to come to this class on a Thursday. I want to talk a little bit about Cox. About 3 items you come and bring it and talk about. I think you all touch on two. This man telling, well, when you come and bring me, you're telling the whole agreement and you're telling the rest of the world that I don't want to talk too much about that because Nawasa deal with that already concerning the lies he come and say Nawasa refuse and having people calling on other local programs and thinking it's true. But after Nawasa clearly you don't hear nothing about it this morning and yesterday morning because I just listen to the rest of the radio station. And then I think you talk about somebody hotel or guest house by some rule. I wonder if it's up to the hospital or around the Friday. Had to close down because they didn't fix the road and promised this and doing that and call them and place that because he don't support NDC. And then the jetty and all they talk about it already. Why this guy just coming down? I mean, the two biggest jokers we have in Grenada is quantity nothing now. You see, as the chatters, as a man say, you have to put out that trophy for two of them because you don't know which one could lie more than one, Could you imagine talking to a deputy prime minister in Grenada about people who laugh at us? And I'm talking about people, when I say people, well, they are people too, but mainly in the disabled home. You're going to laugh at us? What we going to do to take ideas, Cox? When I ask him about guest choices, what build back and running and going and doing, he says so much priority and you had a big boys and you have this and you have that and then he called a few and as well was up and trying and this and then this man is so terrible that I don't know between he and the chapters which one better. And my best advice to Cox, even because he's trying to elaborate and make no big noise about it. Cox, stand aside, you're not relevant. Because even somebody will tell me that the former minister on Adinam could make a statement that day and say to pump us. That was about him. He didn't say nothing else. Somebody draw attention to something and he says, this guy, he could pump us. Even a man was there around Frankie. When I call him and man tell me about that guy could lie. That guy could lie. That guy was talking about is an NNP man and although he tell me he didn't vote for them last election. But he's an NNP man. And he's telling me about Cox tonight. What he trying to ask? Trying to bring down Jericho to make people feel that thing, and everybody coming here, and sometimes he has to hide from people, and he don't want to blow his trumpet. You know, much people with roofy help and get materials and all them kind of things. If you get $50,000, I get 150. I know if it's 50, you get, but if you get 25, spend some. And trying to lie and say that people come in them and all them kind of a situation. You understand?
Yep.
I think Kim Solio,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. You know, I don't know
No,
what to
I just said ignore the guy, and you know who is to be blamed for all this lies that Cox is spewing, and not only him but all the others around him. It's KCM.
Yes.
It's KCM. That is,
Yes, I do.
he wants to go back in the trough.
Because if people could listen to something in Parliament and what the Prime Minister said, and then Diago will come back and say, that is what the man said. You understand?
Yeah.
And you know that go there because it was exposed. He got there because it was exposed. You understand? When you have radio station like Vice FM reading, people gonna know what's going on, you know. But thank God for Vice FM.
Yeah.
A lot of things would have gone that wrong.
So
But
true.
we on thing, and let me tell you,
Yes.
that will make no popularity. You can't get popular. You can't win. We run you from St. John's. We run you.
So
You try to see if you could have stayed in St. John's in the right, but we run you. I don't want to stay too long. You know what the best advice? I would tell you. Came in and sell blue soap.
Yeah, man.
You know, sell it.
Yeah.
You get that blue soap from me. And about 4 toothbrushes and post it for Cox for me. Tell him, give me more that cleanse. I will and wash it out with that bucket and sea water. Too disrespectful.
All right. Okay, caller. A little bit of a humor.
you know,
here.
just in case people are wondering, well, why are these guys coming down on Cox, and what did he do? What has he said? You know, I just been able to pull up the information that he printed on social media. I won't read everything, but just that the suggestion is making. Of course, the headline is Windward Jetty still unrepaired, almost 1 year after Hurricane Beryl. Just think about the headline. Almost 1 year. I mean, okay, right. But listen, what he says is the recommendation. That what he recommends. Yeah. A temporary fix can be implemented immediately while plans for a permanent structure are finalized. A temporary fix. What does that look like? So put some board on top there just for people to walk
But
across.
that's what they had, you know.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what they had, this temporary thing for about 20 plus years.
So he's recommending that?
Yes, that's what he recommended again.
Until a permanent structure of our life. Well, okay, all right. That is his desire. But the good thing is here, Kim and Sir Leo, is that a permanent fixture is already there. We have been seeing the final product of what is going to be a jetty that is suitable, comfortable for the people of Pitamatic and Carriacou.
And within the upcoming weeks, that project could start. So it's not that you're even thinking of a project and trying to design a project and look for funding for a project. That was the contract. Everything has already been signed.
And listen what he said about Pitamatic. He said the people of Pitamatic cannot wait any longer. I'm just saying this is the issue that we are talking about. Saying something that is not relevant. I mean, you know, how could you give that kind of guidance, man?
That's not a Carriacou. And Vibes FM, caller, come in. What's up, caller? What's up, caller?
Hello.
Yes, you're on.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Yes, I'm on.
Yes, you're on.
Thank you for taking my call. Now, I had to broach this on the air, but this is a matter of grave urgency. I want to appeal to Minister Cornwall the situation of Steve Alexander in Riverside. Now, I think Mr. Cornwall's nephew broached the question about Steve to him. Again, I don't know if you could hear me very well because the wind is very heavy on my side here.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm hearing you perfect.
Good. So I want Mr. Cornwall to treat this matter urgently. Steve is sleeping under my house. As I said, his nephew told him about the matter already. And I don't know if Mr. Cornwall playing any games. Last Wednesday, not Wednesday gone, the one before, his nephew told him about Steve Alexander. Now, Steve Alexander is over 70 years old. Now, I don't want to stop him from sleeping under my house. I mean, I feel very sorry for him. But he has nowhere else to sleep or to stay. You know, Beryl destroyed his little place, which is not far from mine. And since then, as I said, I approached Mitzi Garrett, who is very close to Mr. Cornwall, to tell him about the situation. And I mean, this thing should have been sorted out long before. Now, Steve has the galvanized and he has some board. It's only to get someone to erect a small place for him. And I don't see why this should take so long. I even call Minister Andy Williams, but I can't get hold of him. I even told my friend Kem Jones to discuss the matter with somebody. Now, it is very sad that the young man is from River Sally. Mr. Cornwall comes to River Sally sometime, but I don't see him. I want him to treat the matter very urgently. Steve gets 500 a month for relief, but he squandered that money. He gets it today, and tomorrow he has no money. My wife tried to get him into Lockwood Burial Society and to save some money for him in case, you know, something serious happens. We even tried to get him to save some money at the River Sally Credit Union. But Steve is, you know, he's all over the place. He behaves like a vagrant. He also suffers from bad eyesight. Also trying to get a young lady to accompany him to see a specialist. He tried to cook sometime, but on firewood, which is not good for his eyes at all. So, Mr. Cornwall, if you're listening, or if somebody who is close to you listening, please try to sort this matter out without delay, because I'm getting very impatient about the situation. Steve sometimes smoke around. He could catch my house on fire. So, Mr. Cornwall, please, don't let you and I have bad blood over this matter. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sort it out. Thanks very much for listening to me.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. 443-0101. 443-0101. 403-0101. And 458-1914. 458-1914. Now, within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have the start of the rebuilding of the jetty in Wynwood. Now, I'm just wondering now, what Cox going to say when that start taking place? You say that he's the one that.
Well, yes,
he spoke about it, and as a result, something was done.
He pressured them. He pressured them, and look, you see, and you see what happened now. They doing what I say.
Oh boy. Oh God.
Because of me.
Yes. Because again, Solio, you spoke earlier on about the recreation grounds, right? Now we look at the one in Dover. You know, Dover is being cleaned up. They have the sports activity and everything. Dover clean up, you know. But the same man who was making all this noise and talk about, oh, they put all the garbage there and they could put it someplace else, whatever, and all to that effect there. Look, everything takes time, and the situation with Beryl didn't, wasn't planned. It just came overnight, and decisions had to be made.
Well, Kim, let me say this, and as of today, I stop blaming Cox,
Yeah.
I'm blaming us that talking about Cox.
I think I want to go with that with you.
Yeah, okay.
Talking about him won't solve the problem.
Yeah,
just get people more angry and more distant. Because right now we need people to come closer so that we can build, rebuild, restore, repair.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you're right. Yes.
This is
sometimes people make all these ridiculous statements to just get into
Get
the
attention.
news. Yeah, to get attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I endorse it, and I think it's a resolution
Yes.
passed.
Yes.
Passed right here on.
Okay.
Well,
on
you moved the motion?
Yes.
Seconded.
Okay, good.
And the ayes have it.
The eyes have it. Well, if the eyes have it, let me take a phone call. Bye, FM. Caller, come in. Caller? Hello?
Hey,
yes, go ahead, yes.
Leo, what going on?
Well, not bad. How's everything? Nice to hear you, man.
Good. Yes. Well, I'm calling. I want to get the specifics on the jetty. You have any specifics?
No.
Specifics?
I saw a rendering. And specifics in what regard? The size, the length, that.
Yeah, the size, the length, the width, the depth, everything. We want to know everything.
Well, as it is, there's we're talking about at the end of the current jetty is probably 7 feet of water. So thinking that there may have to be an extension or a little bit of a dredging that I was made aware of. But I could just tell you what I learned as the concept for the new jetty is going to be wider. It's going to be a solid structure that could accommodate vehicles and heavy ones too. And there'll be a sort of a lane for people who could walk along the jetty, and if a vehicle is using it at the same time, you don't have to look back and see what's happening. In other words, there's going to be room for everybody. Now, I think there's also going to be a little step down platform for the smaller boats, and of course, some accommodation where people can sit and shelter from the elements, be it sun or rain, or what have you, and some bathroom facilities while you wait. So, in a nutshell, those are the basics that I think that I can talk about now. I know.
So that means all the old piling they had to come out.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Then go use that back.
No. Those are history.
No.
All the old pilings have to come out, and they'd be looking at new pilings. I think there are two things. It might be a schedule 80 or schedule 150 PVC or steel pipe. Personally, if you ask me, I would have preferred the heavy gauge PVC because that ain't rusting and ain't going nowhere. You fill that with concrete, you're good to stay. Especially with some stirrups, I think. That I would have liked to see happen there, but I'm not the ultimate decider.
Yeah.
So the start time supposed to be in December, but now it got delayed. We're 3 months into the new year, so that means we're in the middle of this year. Do you have any idea?
Well, it's going to be soon, and I'll tell you one of the reasons why. They were making that effort to start it in December, but with all those other things and with the bureaucracies with government and so on, so it didn't happen. And I must tell you that it is the intention of the government to do something about the jetty, and we know and do it properly. And when you're going to do something properly, like they say, a hurried bird never build a good nest. Take your time. We're going to plan long and build short. We want to jump in something haphazardly, and then there's going to be regrets. Do something proper. So that is I could hear in your voice like you're taking too long, but I don't share that. And when it happens, it's going to happen because a lot of things that could have been corrected in our situation a long time ago, we never even paid attention to it. So give these fellas a chance to let them do the thing right. And so when we finish, the complaints will be few, if at all.
Well, if I were to piggyback a little bit on what you said, Sadio, and I think this morning somebody was saying that there was a posting in the on Facebook from the minister saying that the work on the jetty will start very, very soon.
I think it's been banded around as by June.
Well, he said very soon. So
yes, well, no, I'm just saying.
June, start by June? No. It'll be starting, I believe it's going to be started much sooner.
Based
But,
on based on what I've been hearing, this looked like less than a month away.
yeah, but and remember too, Floyd, the proper equipment has to be brought in to do the thing right. And some of the equipment I know is coming from Trinidad, set and ready to come. But with the Dolly situation, it sort of slow things up a little bit, but it's coming. I am led to believe that it will be about mid-April for the latest.
And we in March now, right?
Yeah, we end the March.
End the March already. So that's what I'm saying. Based on what I'm seeing coming from the ministry, it seems as though like it's right around the corner very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still there, caller? Caller? Hello?
He slipped out.
We must have lost him. Hold on. He's still online.
Oh.
Or he just dropped off here. He could always call us back now.
Yeah.
But it's something that's going to be of a great interest to the public.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, the caller wanted to find out the status and the conditions. And I remember him asking the question, if what we are seeing now as the images, if that's going to be there remaining. No, certainly not. And I'm saying that yeah, we want to see things done properly and not rushing through and do it because just for doing its sake and to say, well, we want to impress others. But because at the end of the day, this has to be there for a long time.
Well, I, as a citizen of what they call it, probably has a right to
know
what's happening. That is very true. But I was hoping that when he asked for specifics, that somewhere, somehow, he might have a suggestion after hearing what the specifics are that could add.
Well, we lost him, so maybe he may just come back. Vibes FM, caller, come in.
Good morning, Kim, and good morning to the panel.
Yes,
good morning.
I'm okay. Well, I was calling a serious somebody probably blocked me because I was not getting you at all.
Well, you get through now. Give thanks.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I do. Cox, the topic is Cox. The Cox, any Cox can speak any positive thing about the government?
No. I don't expect him to.
I mean, we are from Carrick. I mean, you're trying to build the country. I mean, if there is something, they do something negative and something that you don't like, you could talk about it. But I don't see any negativity whereby everything is negative. You won't get anywhere by doing that. I mean, it's my boy, eh? But I mean, you have to be positive sometimes. That's how you get people. You might vote for you, might not win. It's impossible that you'll win, Carrick, but at least you'll get some votes. But if you continue on these negative vibes, you wouldn't get a lot of votes, Kim.
Definitely not.
Well, he's doing the devil's bidding, and you know what's another name for the devil? Diablo.
Well, yeah, you can't follow Diablo. Diablo is out already.
No, but somebody need to make a phone call to Diablo and tell him you're out because he still think he's in. If you have a credit on the phone, call him, please.
Well, you got the sign already. So once you get the sign, little life you have in you. Little life, God give us 3 scores and what, 10?
Yeah.
That's 70, 78.
Mm.
I mean, if you're living an extra life, I mean, just chill out. I mean, your mother is 102. You think you reach that? I mean, that's the rate you are going. That's to chill out sometimes.
Yeah. 8 years is plenty, brother.
And Cox has to chill out too. I mean, my good friend, but you have to wear good is good. Keep good.
Yeah.
The country is going well, and the guys doing well. See, well, look, they're doing well. When I was a bad NP, yeah, and I ain't came to say that.
Yeah.
And NDC played the fool in 2008. I just tell Nazim, and Nazim are very good friends. We are from Carrick. We moved very, very good. Whether you are in the next party, we are very good friends. That's how I move. I don't care who you support, whether NMP or NDC, we are friends.
Yeah.
And if you are wrong, I will tell you blatantly you are wrong. Because for Leo, I do not depend on no government. I do my work honestly for honesty.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're wrong, I'll tell you you're wrong. But everything for Cox is wrong.
Because his intention and yours are not the same.
But at the same time, as Kim said, when you talk a lot about people, it's better for them. It's better they don't talk about them. So people don't hear about them, about the story. You understand?
Yeah.
When you propagate it, you make it even worse.
Yeah.
And that's why we should stop talking about him on the air.
Right.
Yeah.
Just leave it like that. What you say is you say.
Yeah.
If anyone gets the idea, fine.
You don't exist.
The next topic is that yesterday they had a very good meeting. I was very impressed with the oil and gas
Report. Yep.
I mean, as Nice say, we won't see that in a day, we won't see that in 2 days, we see that in years.
Mhm.
You understand? You and myself may not live to see the great benefits of this oil and gas
Mhm.
thing. You understand? But at least we think about country. And not what the country could do for you, it's what you could do for your country. And that's what we have to think. But a lot of us are not thinking along that line.
No.
Let us see if we could build together. If we get gas, as the guy said, one of the guys said, I listened to them very attentively, that Trinidad are close to us, Venezuela are close to us, not that much Guyana. And maybe they are stuck in the oil, our oil.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is
If they
true.
are stuck in our oil
Mhm.
and we get things going, I mean, come on, we'll be number one in the Caribbean.
You remember Venezuela was complaining about Grenada drilling because if Grenada drill, it's going to be drilling into their vein. I do not understand. If you're drilling within your international limits or even within your coastal limits, how it could be Venezuela vein? So Venezuela don't have vein. So that's the people.
That was saying but the other complaint ones that they're taking our oil. You remember that complaint earlier?
Yeah.
Because we are very close to Tobago.
Right.
And I believe that was true. So we have to get together and get our together. Because this government, I was speaking last night there, and was a tears from my eyes. Especially your good friend, Brenda. And if you listened to her last night.
I listened to the entire
she was
thing.
on point. The Brenda, she always calls.
Yes.
The other place close to the hospital.
Glenda.
Yeah.
Glenda. Yes.
Glenda. Yeah.
And she was touching. If you listen back to her story.
Yep.
You understand? You're talking about the unity, you get together, organize, it's all about country. And these are the way of people should speak, not run down the government. Because the government is doing well. You understand?
Yeah.
I have come out under that broken system of NNB for since 1992. I joined NNB and I get rid of I leave them in 2013. And I never regret. Never regret.
No apologies.
No apology. And it was not about country. And it was saying all sorts of nonsense about because they didn't give me ambassador. I mean, nonsense. You understand? They find all kind of excuse when you leave the party.
Yeah, right, yeah.
All
Anyway.
kind of excuse. You understand?
Okay.
So that's, I think we are going on the right path. As Brenda said, Glenda, country is going good. The guys are young. We cannot fight up with these people, Solio.
No.
We are going on in age. These guys are computer brain.
Yeah.
They are good brain. I mean, have brain, but not as guys.
Right.
What you verb, eh? What you verb?
So have a good day.
Okay.
What's the correct verb?
Yeah, well, we're going down, we're going down.
What's up, caller coming?
Continuous.
Yes.
Continuous.
Yeah, we don't know them.
What's up, caller? You're next. Thank you for waiting.
Hi, morning team. How you doing?
Okay.
Good morning.
Leo, good morning, and how are you doing?
Well, I'm fine, thank you, my dear.
Brother Milton.
Good morning.
Good to hear you.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, I just happened to catch a bit of the program, and I'm so happy that they're doing the Windward Jetty. They're about to start it.
Mm-hmm.
But as one who's passionate and heading towards environmental science and forestry, my biggest concern is that in light of the building of the jetty and everything that is proposed in that plan, that we need to make sure that the environment is protected, because there could be chances of ruining our marine life and so forth. So I hope that they had done a feasible study on that and look into the impact that could come about with getting that new jetty done, which is needed. It is obviously needed, but we also have to think about our environment in light of all the hurricanes that we are going through.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is, as I was saying to someone, there are so many things that people want done or expect to get done by this present administration, which is next to impossible. We have to understand that there are projects and there are plans and preparation that needs to be done that is important to the livelihood of people and the development of the country. So all this thing of person calling because this person in a vulnerable situation or so forth, we have to come back to community based. We have to try to help each other instead of waiting on the government, expect the government to do everything. It's very unfair. And once we start seeing things that way and doing what is right, we will have a different community and a different society. So I applaud 5 for each week, you know, giving persons that platform to speak on issues. But at the same time, if we hear it, we could try to come together to try to do something. Another thing is there's a program that Mr. Coy run, the Optimist Show, which gives a lot of important factors. I also applaud him too. But the meeting last night had a lot to say, a lot to be done, and I appreciate the NBC administration. And we just have to rally behind the Prime Minister and this administration. And we will, 10 to 15 years from now, 20 years, we will see a much better Grenada than what we just experienced or what we are experiencing. So, guys, again, I say thanks for giving us this weekly live broadcast platform. Keep on doing what you're doing. And Kim, thank you for that vision of having a radio station that many persons can listen to, partake in whatever program. And to the hosts that you have each and every week who see fit to come on, we thank them.
Okay.
So let's do what we have to do, not for party, but for Grenada, for our children, grandchildren, and the ones to come.
That's why.
So, have a good day,
That's why.
It's freezing.
Yeah, no. Well, please don't even mention it to me. I don't want to hear about it. But I was just about to tell you that's why it's called Karaku Redeemer. Not to understand me?
I know.
Right,
you know,
right.
things that as Kim, that song yourself, things are going to get better. It will get better, but we have to be patient. It's all about being patient.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay,
have a
caller.
good one. Yeah.
Yes, man.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much.
No, the environment is good.
Next caller.
Certainly.
Line caller, come in.
Good afternoon to the panelists,
Yes.
especially Solio.
Thank you and good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, I'm all right. I'm calling to congratulate the government for the efforts, which are going very well. I always say we need a government that look after the community, because when you take care of your community, you bring people together, and that is good. And I'm glad to hear that they will build back the jetty in Tong. I don't know if I will live to see it, but I want to live to see it and to travel on it.
Okay.
And Salio, I know that is your wish.
Yes. Same
And
here.
I'm glad it's happening. So I hope you live to see it, to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and to the other families, especially Brother Kai, good afternoon. I wish you all the best.
Good afternoon.
And glad to know that things going well for Carriacou. And I want Carriacou people to come back the way they used to be, not as now. Because when I went to Carriacou, I said, I will let him keep Michel divide all you. I tell them that.
Yeah.
And I see it happen. And I always say, and I say it again, you see this lie, keep Michel lie, and you used to call them Nazim Bong to lie. You don't nobody lying as him. Before I hear him talk, I say, by this, why could lie with? He lie go choke him, and I see it happen. Next time he go stifle him. He's lying too much. Have a good day, you hear?
You too, my dear. You too, my dear. You too, my dear.
God, thank you very much.
You good program.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
very much. Bye-bye.
Listen, yeah.
I don't know what next on the agenda, but and if you'll permit me to share with you my last Monday's experience.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about, well, the burial of
Rico.
my good friend Rico.
Mhm.
And, you know, a lot of times we take things for granted. There are people who see the easy and the easygoing, the casual, and you don't know the depth of some people and their life's experiences and how much they touch people. And from his passing, then we waited for a while, so that all who should be here came here. And there's some observations I made. You know, Rico is one of many children of and I could tell you every sibling that could be here was here. that transcend, about this mother or that mother. Yes. And everybody had so much high praises about Rico, the testimony about the type of person that he was. And I looked at this funeral. Everybody knows that Rico is NDC. There's no secret about that. But that is a funeral who defied what I heard somebody say a long time ago, that people ain't coming to your funeral because of your affiliation. That didn't happen this time.
Mm-hmm.
There was as much NNP, NDC, and whatever your affiliation is, and with the same sentiment.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say, Rico's passing and his whole to do brought us closer together than even burial. And I tell you, I was at the funeral observing everything from the wake and going down there. And you have to say to the man, he lived a good life.
Yeah.
Lived a good life. He touched a lot of people. And you would see a genuineness. People didn't come for the food.
No.
They didn't come to nose. They just came to show their appreciation in tribute to Eric.
Yeah.
And
I saw it. I mean, I looked at it, as a matter of fact, I was in the area the weeknight.
Mm-hmm.
But when I realized, you couldn't get in by driving, you couldn't get in. If you couldn't get in on foot, you couldn't get in.
Yeah, well, no, I must be in the thick of things.
I saw you there with were you playing the quattro?
Well, at the funeral,
you
had quattro, but in the wake I was playing guitar.
Okay, right, yeah.
And by inside, they have enough people inside there was shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And everybody was singing with such enthusiasm. It was really, it was a celebration per none.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you walk for it, here is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a simple and a simple man, but it touched a lot of people, and he reminded me of what Carriacou used to be yesterday. That's
where we were.
And that's what left me on a high.
Mm-hmm.
So to his mother, of course, was like a sister, because we spent some time, we lived together,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Until he's lived with us for a little while there. And of course, things are not as exactly the same, but we know what you're undergoing, but be strong. God will provide for you. And Eric, rest in peace. And thank you for your time. And I'm glad for the opportunity of knowing you. You made a difference. Made a very, very big difference. We're proud of you.
If I'm to ask you, so Leo, I think I share some part of that with you. But what do you think are the lessons we can take away from this whole experience? As I call it, your Monday experience?
Yes, yes.
What are some of the lessons that we can take away from this?
Live good. Live good. That's why I said the theme to this thing is take warning.
Live good.
Live good. You know the song?
Mm-hmm.
Take warning, you better live good.
Mm-hmm.
Let your light shine.
Vibes
FM.
Yeah, yes, I'm right.
Vibes FM.
Follow like you should.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes,
afternoon. Came to you on the panel.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
How you all doing?
Okay.
Kim, let me ask first before I start. What about Scooby?
He's live and well.
You okay?
Yes, you okay?
He's all right. He's all right.
Because I hear him, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get to it now. Kim, last night I listened the town hall meeting on the oil and gas, and I told you it was a good explanation. And the chairman, Mr. Nazem Buck, had explained everything, I think, in simple terms for everyone to understand. But what I'm saying, if Diablo had do like what Mr. Nazem Buck do there and get things into progress when he announced we have oil, by now we would have shown whether we have oil or not, because drilling would have taken place already. Because Mr. Nazibok said after everything, it takes about 6 years after for you to get the oil. So Diablo was trying just to guide people to win the election. Everything about Diablo is to win the election.
Well, we know
not
that.
about the interest of the country or the people.
Well, he said so himself.
Yeah, he said
You
so.
know, it's just about winning election. So if we had done what this government ought to do and how Mr. Bob explained it, by now we will be our country.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
You know, and things would have been better for everybody. And it would have been the Grenada first. You know?
Yeah.
And and so that is it on that topic. The next topic is about the jetty in Windward. Mr. Cox should shame. He should hide his head in a filter bucket. Because they've been in office for 20, NMP been in office for 23 and a half years. And Windward should have, when Beryl passed there, they should have a boat jetty. It should have been a well concrete jetty with everything you drive on, with light every night, you light on it, everything. You understand? And operating right through. So I don't know what Cox want to come and say after you've been in office for 23 and a half years, and this government just been there for let me say, around it out maybe 9 months. I mean, come on, why you complain? I don't understand that. So tell Mr. Kim, you can get Mr. Cox to come on the program.
He won't come. He won't come.
You come here.
No,
I know them NMP, you know, they're afraid when they go get questions and people asking them things, they're afraid, you know, they can't answer.
Which we try to invite
Another
him.
thing I listen to Miss Emily Pierre. Every time Miss Emily Pierre opens she mouth is only nonsense she talking.
Half it.
Only nonsense. I mean, a woman who says she was a teacher and she's a Christian and things. Everything is lie and twisting everything for people. Come on, she had to do better than that. Tell Miss Emily Fair, and I'm telling her now, Miss Emily Fair, you have to do better than that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye-bye. Right. What you realize last night, that town hall meeting was very, very well attended one, and the information that came out of it, people are very happy, especially when they mentioned the oil and gas. That was a lot of interest in people. They want to know exactly what is the situation. We've never been sit down and put together and tell us what is happening. And this last night, the explanation last night, I think, made everybody satisfied to know where we are.
Amen.
And where we can go. That's it.
Honesty.
That's it. Tell it like it is.
Well, look, Diablo said when they first spoke about the possibility of us having oil and gas, when they would have discovered some gas or oil in a well that they explored, that he got that information a good few months before, but he didn't say anything to the nation. He waited until he get close to the election. And he thought that might be advantageous to his getting back to office. Or we find oil, and he and his cabinet will be the best people to handle our newfound fortune. Not telling people what the truth is. And then he came back a few months later when the thing that he promised didn't happen as he said it's going to happen. He started talking now about because the pollution and the change of climate and so on caused by fossil fuel. It doesn't make sense to do it. Why didn't you tell that when he wanted to use that as an election ploy?
No. He never was going to do that because it was not going to be would be in his interests. Because all he wanted to do at that time was to get back into power. So whatever he could have used, whatever means he could have used to get people to vote, That was it.
You know, I was upset with this guy, but I look at Michelle all the time and talking this crap that he's talking, as though everybody in Grenada is some of his clueless supporters. He thinks somebody else must be thinking and saying, well, what you're telling us is a lie and stop trying to take big people and make your company.
I heard that expression for a while. Take big people and make your company.
Yeah, I don't understand. Everybody's your supporter. Be yourself, man. Yeah.
But as far as he's concerned, by whatever means it takes,
yeah,
for him to get in there, you know, that's it. He didn't care about people, care about himself.
Oh.
And that was it. So he bring everybody on Paul's airstrip.
Yeah.
That was a takeoff, huh?
Yeah, to make the announcement. I mean, imagine how people were fooled. Imagine that. You fool a nation.
But he doesn't bury him out on the line, no? He just giving you a so and he stand up and look at you plain in the eye, looking you straight in your face and lying to you.
Brothers and sisters.
Yeah, brothers and sisters. Oh, my friends. My friends and my friends.
My friends too, yes.
No, that's it. He never cared nothing. Period.
Ooh.
Nothing about people. All about Keith. That's it. and but he got away with it.
Yeah.
Short term.
Well,
no,
short term, long enough.
No. There is always the bigger picture. It happened now. Yes, it's similarly as though that, you know, we got caught. We got caught. We were duped, as it were. But that's just for now. But the bigger picture is coming when the total destruction will tell the true story.
Mm-hmm. Look, just for the thought alone, when you could have the commission and administration, hear what our ambition is. We must become the healthcare capital of the region.
That's it.
We have stepping, you know.
Nope.
We must be able to take care of our people when they're most vulnerable. You never even thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing year after year, year after year. I want to think about the Caracou Hospital. I know it's a stretch to call it hospital, but that's what we have. And so much could have been done to that little place in Bel Air.
Yep.
You know, again, well, and with the state of the art, you know, there were years ago when you used to have all these big, sophisticated set of anesthetic machines and so on and so on. You have to have this and that. Doctors have everything local now. You know, you opening abdomen again, you know.
You stand outside and see what's inside.
Yeah.
Send a little camera inside and you
tell you everything.
Yeah. So now my son-in-law tell me they gone past that now. Robot, you know.
Yeah.
They in a cage, right? And the robot. Going on the way you have to do, you know. But we even have something like
nothing at all.
Not in my bed to lie down yet.
But you know, you have seen a vision, because with all the shortages we have in our healthcare system, you have came in rather, and you saw the need to bring in that medical services that you have there. And despite the challenges, I mean, we don't go into that right now, but I'm just saying, despite the challenges, you were thinking that healthcare for the people of Carriacou
should be a priority.
Yes,
and affordable.
I mean, and I mean, as you have said it here many times, that you have invested a lot in this.
But and it's not that we didn't try to bring them along, you know, and have dialogue with them, or what we could do together. But I'm still hearing something going on in my head that brings me back to when the dentist used to come to Killsborough. And what is now the marketing board was the food storage center.
Mm-hmm.
And school children from the various schools will go.
Line up.
I tell you, I still hear oh God.
Yeah.
And
it's like they're going to a jet chamber.
Yes, for extraction.
Yes.
So much,
everybody.
I didn't blow my whistle. Let me tell you what happened. I said, boy, there must be a good dental unit in Carriacou. So I contacted a friend in Barbados who deals with grants and so on and so forth. and she gave me an address for an Australian thing. You know, Leo get himself writing
Proposal. Yes. Yes.
Well, I said, and you know what? I got it, you know.
Yeah.
We got it. What we were able to get from this Australian company, we have dental x-ray. So when you go to the dentist in CHS and you see the little sensor that will tell us what's happening inside your mouth, that alone is over $4,000 for it. We were able to purchase it from the money we're getting. So when you go to the dog and the dentist does an x-ray of your mouth, already it's telling them all that's going on inside your mouth, you know, and it comes up on your laptop. That was very much state of the art. We have that loyalty care. We're still down there, you know. And if you have enough interest, you'll find out certain things and you'll learn certain things along the way. We were able to go, we were doing x-rays, we were developing films with fixer and developer chemicals. They've gone past that stage now. They have what you call a CR reader. When you take that x-ray, it goes through a machine and the image comes up there that you could email to any part of the world for an x-ray technician to read it and tell you what's going on, you know.
Yep.
And I mean, if you go to Leo could do it, why you as a
I didn't know your name changed. What is it? Jukudu?
So there's one of this guy. So when you see, I'm in a position to talk because I know it could be done, but no interest in that regard at all.
What's the status now with how the advancement? Can you say that there's collaboration with this administration in terms of working on these most critical areas of healthcare?
Well, you see, I think what the guys are going for they're going for the boundary. At this point in time, they're going for the boundary.
Because
yes, we're making when joking no 2 runs. They're looking for 6. And
4s and 6s.
Yes, they're whooping.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah,
and
we've been sitting back too long, doing nothing.
Because right now, as it is, with kind of a healthcare situation we have in Carriacou, the steps is like that, you know. Carriacou Hospital, Greenland Hospital, Lacroix. That's the progression, you know.
So why Lacroix? Why Lacroix?
So where are you going again?
Like the final product.
Final product.
You see what? Don't send me down, Guinea.
It's one step too close.
Yes.
It's true.
Vibes FM. Let me take a call. Vibes FM. Oh, WhatsApp caller coming. WhatsApp caller. Hello. Let me see. All right. Okay. Let's continue. No, but what you saying there, Solio?
Would I live here?
Yes, it's true. You know, we have to admit it in order to deal with it.
Yeah. And let me tell you something that bothered me again. Eric and I suffered the same infliction now.
Yeah.
What said that took the young man's life. It happened to me too. But different circumstances and different treatment. How you approach and the treatment you've given. I've been a few places, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
And you came back then?
I'll come back here, man, because I think they might say, well, this one can go in heaven and hell if I ain't light yet. So
take some time still.
Take our time.
So send it back.
Yes, sir. We'll
come again. Caller, landline caller come in.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah,
How
good
are
day.
you doing?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I'm calling in connection. I heard the leader of the NNP said that that the ex-prime minister, nothing was wrong in that, another stress he might had from maybe what 20% die or whatever. But she and the prime minister was the ex-prime minister with this Japal woman was speaking on a program, and she said that the NDC didn't send no message to them to call them and said anything. But I know I heard the message that the Prime Minister sent to Kit Mitchell.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, what is going on with these people. I think they have other stress in them. This crowd they saw in Boucherjou. and then last night, I heard WFM the way they behaving, apparently, more stress taking them again. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't stand it.
No.
They can't stand the pressure.
No, too much. Just too
Yes,
much.
the pressure is too much for them.
Too much, man.
But they have to take it.
Yes.
As everybody saying, 15 of them for them next time. they ain't giving it this time. We're taking it the next game. And,
I support that.
yeah,
man.
I support it too. I want that to table to turn that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister is doing very well. The plans he have for the country, I admire the way he speaks and how he bring out his things, what he expects. And that is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sooner or later we'll get all the them NP will come NP, NDC. They'll come over by the Greens, they come over.
Okay, Colin.
Aye.
All right, Colin. So, Leo.
Yes, sir.
I got a call yesterday, and somebody was saying to me, and what we spoke about before the last election, and we spoke about divine intervention. And I sat back after speaking to them, and I said, we said it, we felt it, but it's real, it's happening.
When Jesus said yes,
who could say no?
What do you want again?
And I mean, what has happened to Grenada, in that 22 election is well, divine intervention, we said, but it's unbelievable to have someone come in with that caliber, with that concern of country and people. You don't find that so easy,
a lot of those nowadays zealots, religious zealots, you let them talking about Father God. I'm not a Father God person. I'm Old Testament with Papa God. And Papa God tired with the fella. He say enough is enough. And he make you ruling. You don't question that. So I don't care what they do. The deal is done. Deal is done. You hard enough. You do enough. How much more do you want at this time of your life? What are you coming to do? Who are you coming to help? When you had all your vegan, all your this and that, you don't do. No, you come and do.
Vibes FM, let me take a call. Vibes FM, caller, come in. Caller, come.
Mark Atul.
Yeah.
I'm going Kim Atul.
Yes, good afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, this is Paul here.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, this is Paul here. Long time call, man.
Go ahead.
I
Okay.
listen all the,
Yeah,
I do listen all the time.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, I do listen all the time.
So how are you doing yourself? How are things with you?
Good, man. What?
Yeah. Well, if you like to say, if you support what is happening, say yeah.
I was listening to all the program just now. I was just logging in.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we're trying to be the voice of conscience. What is needed for the Ghanaian government? We what's going on here now? We've experienced enough of a lull. It's time for us to set sail.
But Kim,
yeah.
Before we leave, you could message me.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait there. 457. 3454.
Okay. 457 3454. Okay.
I see him again. Glenna, give me the number.
Okay.
Yeah, if Glenna listening to go no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Kim.
She listening.
Yeah.
Listening.
That's my friend, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not your friend?
Yeah, that's my friend.
Not your friend? Yeah. All of us friend?
Yeah.
That lady you have to share, you can't take all for yourself.
Yeah, that's my friend, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't matter about no name.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, call. Okay, take care. I'll call you.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. WhatsApp caller, come in. WhatsApp now. You next. Hello, caller. Caller, listen now. You're on. You're on here. Yes, you're on now. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're on. You're on now.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Yes. Mr. Leo, pleasant good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Morning, Brother Coy.
Yeah, good morning.
And to Kim the King.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, I've been listening to your program for many years. And this is my first time calling. Right?
Welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you. And subject to correction, the Mr. Mitchell cousin that died. Doesn't that the same guy that borrowed the money in the call center business?
Yeah. Dennis?
Dennis died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's news to me, my schoolmate.
You didn't? You weren't aware?
Huh?
You weren't aware?
No, I didn't. When he died?
Well, I mean, that's around the same time.
That's the same time when he say he was blacking out.
Yeah.
First news.
And
No, I don't think. Well, I'm not sure what call center, but I think he was involved. Either shrimp or one.
No, they call
center.
Call center.
Yeah. Call center. Yeah.
But who loaned the money for the shrimp farm and paid back? Who loaned that money?
Well, Mitchell in Parliament.
But who, on whose behalf? Well, subject to correction. I thought he had some dealings with that too. I know him well. He did finance in school, so that he was always financing projects and so on and so forth. And he was even instrumental in making a deal in Tilbury, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my concern is with this whole thing about the money thing. They're talking about the deficit and everything about the budget. And all these millions of dollars we have lost over the years. I think it's about time our government put structures in place to launch an inquiry to find out, well, how much money has been paid, because he stated categorically that if the man didn't pay, them will pay, his family will pay. It's on public record, right?
Right.
And I figure it's about time we start recovering some of this money.
Yeah.
Because this man dead and gone, and this money are sure and start to pay it. And right now, he blocking out. So possibility exists that we may never recover this money.
And it's about
so I think the government.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
I say it's about time we make a phone call to Sheldon.
Well, I figure it's about time, and Sheldon
call.
is a small fish.
Yeah,
but I figure we should go after the big one.
No, but you have big mouth.
That they will pay.
Fish mouth.
Small fish, you have big mouth. So you should get a phone call, I find.
Exactly, and that's my concern, because they talk about the deficit budget, and it's over about 20-something millions, right?
Yeah.
So that will have at least bring us $20-something million less in the deficit.
Right.
And you see, they're worried and talking about loan now and debt to the country. As Deacon said, let there be a debt as long as spend the money on the people.
Yeah.
I'll owe money on behalf of my people, not on behalf of some investor.
Right.
So that
exactly, because
spending money, boy.
The people is the greatest resources, and if the money going back,
it's their money, man.
Going back on the people. That's the only way you will see,
Yeah, we will pay the mortgage.
Sense of the spending, because the money belongs to us, the people.
Right.
All are we.
Yep.
So that is my take, because I've been following a keen eyes on this issue a long time. I've been hearing talks and everything. And it got to my attention that the guy in question died.
Yep.
And then as he gave the word that he will pay if the man didn't, well, the man not in a position to pay again. Exactly.
Maybe
that he's the only one we should turn into. I mean, we're talking about Sheldon, but the big fish still getting away from the small net.
They call it collateral.
Exactly. So that's my concern, and I wish the government would look into it or put things in place that wouldn't happen, which I know would not happen again. But I would really like to hear the latest, what it is with that, relying on that case, because it's about almost 20 years or 20-something years since I was in my mid-20s.
Call center.
this thing takes place. Right now, I almost 50 now.
Well, he has some things called bad debt. Write it off. Respect that. Write that off.
Just like that.
Write it off.
Yeah.
We're not getting that.
Bad debts.
Yeah, but we have to see what could really take place in regards of that, because these are the people that making the biggest set of noise. Talking about the prime minister traveling all the time and money's squandering, but when them go out, they realize money they using. At least they bringing back something in the bag.
Yeah, well, I tell you, our prime minister is a crab when he walk, he get fat. But them here, when they crab walk, he end up in somebody's bag. So yeah.
Exactly. We could show on something. Look at the Mr. Lennox. Last night he came in while the meeting was going on from a meeting in CARICOM.
Yeah.
You know?
No, we're doing good.
So, we doing too good.
Yes, very,
I
very
mean,
good.
my government, I supported my government in 95 since I could have voted. Win or lose, I was with them.
Win, lose or draw.
Well, in 2013, I didn't vote for them at all because I make it clear to them, I want to see them in the yard unless they get this stuff together. Yeah, because I know they had the fighting and everything among the
Right.
unity. So I tell them, I won't be taking part with them this time around because I ain't like what I'm seeing, and that is not good. Because I don't support a party because I like a man, but I support a party based on what they do for the country.
Yep.
And things are in school as a young boy, I see from Michael Andrews, going back in the times.
Yeah.
He did a little pavilion in Massachusetts. And I was going to school still. I said, what? And I the only thing I saw.
Yeah.
Because I saw many other representatives pass and we did nothing. And that wasn't in my constituency where the guy built the pavilion in Massachusetts. And I said, well, that's a government that working. That was the first NDC with Nicholas Brafitt. And from since then a day, so kudos to my government. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
Right now, the people who used to give me tough for years when I've been in the doghouse, right now, they always praising me. They say, but you saw something good in that party. I say, well, it's logical. You don't vote for people because you like them. You're based on what the development, based on what the policies and programs they have for the people.
Yeah. But don't
I'm
live
very proud. I don't know we're going to be in political power for the next maybe 100 years or so.
Well, now is your time.
I'm very, very proud. And we have successions after Mr. Deacon. So I know we future is in good hands.
I concur.
So brothers, I want to thank you once again for giving us the opportunity, because I just be by my phone whether I'm on work religiously when 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. 10 past 10.
You start to get worried?
And I listen to the program, I keep refreshing the browser to see what's up.
Okay.
So sometimes, normally when I order listening on Facebook.
Yes, man. All right.
If I home, the radio always on and vibe. You don't come up at all.
Okay.
Good.
Yes, so I want to thank you all for giving us the opportunity, the Canadians, opportunity where we could vent and where we could understand everything that's going on bit by bit. So I want to thank you all once again.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Bye. Yeah. Let me try to go to another call. Line caller?
Hello, good afternoon to the principal and to the teacher.
Yes, okay.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, well, I want to tell my Grenadian people today and all the time that if they love the country, which is Grenada, and all those whose children did not touch the 18 last election, 2022, and if they touch him, going to be for voting time, next election, 2027, then please bring all your children, go and register. Doesn't matter nephew or son or nieces, bring our children, get ready for 2027 is coming up, and time is close. Don't lapse NDC and Semovali don't call in on different other party, not even on ground, not even on air. You know, we don't have to go in Paul Street to talk about island gas for vote. Because this government, thumbs up to them, hats up to them. You know, because people talk very nice about this young man. And that a young prime minister, we want it. Let all them old sit and them stay back. Let all of them sit down there and just look and just watch and just listen the work what this government is doing now. And this government, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, you have a lot of more work to do. That is just the fire or the smoke. You know?
Yeah.
So we have plenty work more to do. And again, the NMP and them always talking and say about what they do and what they had in the pipeline, and the NDC come now and they start it and they do it. But any government coming office, what left back, they have to do it. But you could never hear the NMP and them talk about the project of Mr. Till, the former Prime Minister and Mr. Nazim Box had from Sortes to come down to Monkridge and St. Patrick. Even Hermitage Road, they call it Gugu Bailey and the Pointsville Bridge. This was NDC work, but the money was paid for it already, and the money was inside it. So Dr. Kit Mitchell, he do it. So thumbs up to him still. You know, and I want the NMPNM to talk about this thing and them to not only when they build a bridge or they do a piece of concrete drain, they have to put up the ribbon and call it Chinese and call foreigners just to come here, just to cut a piece of ribbon and make my way. No more ribbon cutting again. No more thing. And then though we rule and thank God for this young Prime Minister. Otherwise, NMP, some of you know start to ball. I'll go ball like the cow on the pole and be like the donkey in the table.
Okay, Carl.
So parents, get all your children ready, sir. And we're ready to vote out the NMP again. And this trip maybe we're looking for 15, but we could still need a position inside it still.
Okay.
Have a good day, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Everybody. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you, son.
I'm happy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
But Kim,
yes,
you know we have to move Andy to Jamaica, you know.
Yeah.
Because last night here the christening knew.
Yeah.
His name is now Andy Williams. So but if you go to Jamaica, they go pronounce it properly because Jamaica don't deal with the A, you know.
Don't do the H.
Andy.
Yeah.
So Andy Williams.
Mhm.
At the moment to Jamaica.
Yeah. but as you'd realize too, you know, I mean, all the ministers, you know, of government, you know, and everybody on the NDC is getting quite a lot of credit for what's going on in the country right now.
Yeah, well, when you see
all over
teamwork, man, togetherness.
Yes.
Togetherness. When you see people have good intention and conscience, that is very, very easy to accomplish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So all our ministers do what you have to do. And the secret to the humility, and you're good to go.
Vibes FM.
Sky's the limit.
WhatsApp caller coming. Vibes FM caller coming.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Ms. Thompson?
Great program. Yes, great program as usual.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's doing well.
Yes, we are.
But my contribution today is to make a suggestion. I want to suggest that we start a little segment in the program called Hall of Shame.
Hall of Shame.
Hall of Shame. Yes. The reason why I say that is because there are some unscrupulous characters, especially since the destruction of Hurricane Beryl, who rip off our people through false pretense, price gouging, theft, and all sorts of dishonest practices. Are you hearing me okay?
Yes,
go ahead.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, many of these people are Grenadians who travel up to Carriacou under the guise of helping. and some are Carriacouans who reside on Carriacou. I now have a list of builders, merchants, contractors, landlords, and more. And I plan to name and shame them all one by one when possible. Today, I want to talk about one. There is a man by the name of Jimmy Brown who claims to be a licensed land surveyor, promising to survey lands for people, taking monies from them, yet presenting them with no surveys nor refunds when requested. He operates throughout the state, including Carriacou. I was told that he was a land surveyor by some people. Some people told me that he was a land surveyor, and they paid him a total of $3,960, 2007 in cash, and 1,260 by a bank transfer on the 18th of December, 2024. But up to now, he has not provided them any surveys.
Wow.
They are now disappointed and have requested the return of their money. But Jimmy Brown has ignored the request and stopped taking their telephone calls.
Okay.
These transactions actually took place, because I have seen the evidence.
Well,
I have confirmed that he's an employee in the Lands and Survey Division in the Ministry for Economic Development, Planning, Agriculture and Lands, Forestry, Marine Resources and Cooperatives, under the leadership of Minister Lennox Stones Andrews. I have found out that he is employed as a draftsman in that division and that he is not a land surveyor. I am now learning that this has been a common practice of his, but his victims have been remaining silent over the years. For this reason, I have concluded that he is a national fraudster. Mr. Jimmy Brown, I hope you are listening now. Your name and behavior have gone viral, as this program is not only on local radio, but also over the internet. If that is not enough, I must tell you that your employers are already aware. And I will be taking other social media platforms to ensure that you are stopped in your tracks. I now call on you, Mr. Jimmy Brown, to cease your fraudulent practice and refund the monies to the people whom you have already defrauded. The sooner, the better. Once I am convinced that you are making a turnaround, I may consider taking off some of the pressure and easing up on you. Carriacouans do not need people like Jimmy Brown going there to rip them off. They have enough problems already without you, Jimmy Brown. Listeners, if you have been ripped off or defrauded in any way, I would like you to call in and put their names in the hall of shame, like I just did with Mr. Jimmy Brown. And if you like, feel free to contact me and I will assist you. Stay tuned for more names in the hall of shame. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I repeat them coming fast and furious. Thank you very much for giving me this time.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
gentlemen.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Security number one.
Vibes FM, landline caller.
Good evening, Kim,
Hello, yes.
and your co-host.
Yes. Good evening.
I want to call and support previous caller. I was at the town hall last evening, and I did not express my disappointment there, but I am somewhat disappointed that the Nazimbok-led team was not able to go much further than the length that they have gone so far. And why? Is because they spend an undated amount of time searching nationwide and even overseas for documents that the government of Grenada should have in its possession in safe keeping and was not to be found. I am of the conservative opinion that if those documents was readily available, we would have been miles ahead, miles away.
In moving forward, yeah.
In terms of reaching closer to the goals of attaining whatever revenues that we could from our natural resources. And that is why our Prime Minister is a very forward-thinking individual. I've concluded that. I've seen it. And you all could say that. I mean, you can see his forward-thinking. But one of the disappointments that I've had so far is one of the things that the gentleman raised earlier on. And I recently posted it on Facebook, and I got some blows from the other side, persons from the other side asking me to produce evidence and all of those things. The evidence are there. The gentleman, as the fellow noted, has since passed, but the principal crook is still there. And I'm not afraid to say that. The principal crook is Kit Mitchell. He went in the House of Parliament, and I don't know. There are some things, Kim and Mr. Leo will know that as well. There are some duties that you perform in the execution as a minister. I don't think the state should go after you, because some of them might be innocent actions that you take, and I mean it results in some of the things that may not be the best for Grenada. But when the former Prime Minister would have gone to Parliament, he broke the law, because all monies going to the state have to be lodged into the consolidated fund. All monies. And there must be some authorization to move it from the consolidated funds for payment to, or grant to, or whatever donation to anybody. It's not like cash coming out of Mr. Leo's pocket and he could give it to Kim and give it to me. No. It has to be duly noted, authorized for that money to come out from the consolidated fund. What Kit Mitchell did then, the money did not go into the consolidated fund. It went straight to that cousin office, that gentleman, Dennis Campbell. And the Prime Minister then said, if his cousin didn't pay that, I would personally pay that. And my question is, Kim, why haven't our present Prime Minister set up a committee or a team to go behind those funds that is duly paying for Grenada? That is our monies. And it was put in private hands. No, we need to get back these monies. And that is one of my disappointments. Trust me. That is one of my disappointments. Because I don't think, with all of the millions that Kit Mitchell proposed to have, and all of the things that he's doing, should be let loose from. Yes, there may be other things that he has done that you could say, well, he was a minister in the execution of his duty, whatever. This one was deliberate. And I believe he should be held accountable for those monies. There are others there. There are others. The former Prime Minister then admitted at a rally in Progress Park that he got the money from that Restream or whoever it was. It's my damn money, and I should have taken no. But the rules of the public service was broken. The rules of the public service was broken, and any public servant of the state who have to get money from the state, there is a procedure how it is used and how it is accounted for. And, you know, these are some of the things. I know Deacon Mitchell is a lawyer, so he has ample knowledge of what I am speaking about. I'm not a lawyer. I've just educated myself adequately enough to know some things. You know, the rules of the public service state that you have to account, and you can't just get money from the state willy-willy and do what you want to say is your money. It's not your money. It's the state money that you are spending, and you have to give an account for it. So where is that account from the former prime minister? You know, and these are some of the little things I believe, and Mr. Leo and Coy, that those precedents has to be stopped. If we don't put a brakes to it, people in persons, politicians in the future would want to do this.
Definitely.
So we need to put a system in place. Well, first take action against those who have wronged. And let me tell you something, there is no statute of limitation when it comes to those things. If we listen to news international, we hear they bring on presidents and all kind of things when they involve in this foolishness. So why can't we do it in Grenada? To set a precedent so that persons don't feel when they're in office as a minister of government, they could do what they want. Yeah? One of the things, Kim, I would want to see again happening. What I want to see stop. A lot of ministers of government feel that when they become a minister of government, that the state property that they could really and do and give people permission to do what and go away and all of it on government property. That needs to be stopped. If a government minister is responsible for a particular ministry, if a request is made to him, to maybe to occupy a property or to do so, these things should not be landed. It should not be rested in the hands of the minister. You could always accept the request, but the determination should be made by the cabinet of Grenada. So in other words, if Mr. Leo is a minister of government and they come to you, Mr. Leo, as the representative of Carriacou and say, I want a piece of land in the tongue in Haviville where it's government land, you should not have the authority to give it to anybody. You should forward that request. It should be a proper request being made to you, and then forward it to the cabinet of Grenada. And then the cabinet decide yes or no whether that property should be given, rented, or whatever form they take. When an individual minister of government we have gotten in a lot of situations with that in the past.
Yep.
Ministers of government giving state lands to people, and the ministry is not aware of it. I have had a good friend who have passed on, and he went by a minister to do some work. And the man was impressed with the work that the man was doing. And he said, you know what a piece of land? And I'm just quoting from the gentleman. You know what a piece of land? Come. He took the gentleman from his home and brought him to a spot and tell him to choose anywhere you want. That man has since passed. But he owned a prime piece of property through a minister of government, not the government of Grenada, an individual, because he liked what the man will give him a piece of land.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the structures I think, and I would like the government to put in place so that any other government coming into office should not be able to do those things. No minister should have that authority or power to give anybody anything that is belonging to the state.
But
this is belong to the people.
Yeah, but Carla, let me just interrupt for 1 second, because you realize that all these things are going on because of the 15-0 and the what he was doing in
no
government.
opposition,
No opposition, So basically, the country was run by a one-man, a dictator, and everybody else just do whatever they want to do, and nobody looking at each other. So,
But Kim,
yes,
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you to a certain extent. There was some time it was done even when we didn't have 15-0.
Well, yeah, that's true, yeah.
But what I'm saying, I believe even if NDC win the election 15-0 the next time around, which it could very well happen. I wouldn't like to see that happening because I would want to see an official opposition in the parliament.
No.
But I don't want any government, regardless of who. There should be a law in the land that should deprive a minister of government taking such actions, regardless of who is there, how much seats they have in the parliament.
But Kola, let me say something to you too. As I heard you mention last night, when you asked the question, in that all the documentation and everything that belongs to the state should not have been a problem in this long process of, say, Nazim Burke and them trying to recover documents or whatever. That should not have taken place. This thing should have been in a special, wherever storage area that it is going to be kept. So whoever government comes in could just basically open a book and see what's going on.
Totally agree.
Yes,
totally agree.
And I think that's going to be taking place now because you even raised the question on that last night, and it was answered in the affirmative that this should be the process. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. These are some of the foundational things I think the government should put in place because people may think it is simple things. It is not important, and the opposition will talk about it. They wouldn't see it as anything of importance. But I tell you, these are very, very important things.
That's it.
Because the NDC, people would realize, have tried themselves with doing things the proper way. The proper way, not really. And doing, I will give Mr. Leo that because Mr. Leo have a lot of influence, so we will get a lot of votes from Mr. Leo.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, that is how it has been done.
Yeah.
They target people who they think have influence over people and do things for them. In the end, they get the votes for it.
Right.
So it's a whole strategy to keep them in office.
Well,
but we have to let the people know these things that them have effects later on, and that is why a lot of the things that is happening now. When one of the ministers speak last night about the attrition policy. When 10 go, you have 3 coming in. And you had certain ministries that was deprived, starved, malnourished the ministry did not have the qualified personnel to function as a ministry. So you had quack, square pegs in wrong holes, doing things in the ministry.
Yep.
But who suffers? The people of Grenada, the advancement.
Yep.
When a number of projects was given to Grenada, and the government of the day could not have executed those projects. And when the NDC government came into office, some of them was lost.
Yep.
They blame the NDC administration for. So Kim, these are the things that I'm looking at. I mean, I'm not the supporter or member who is jumping and saying yellow. I'm looking for tangible actions and policies that will help build Grenada. Take it from the doldrums that it is now.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yep.
You see the $10,000 that the government is giving, that the parliament is giving to some of the MPs? They should be held accountable.
Yep.
Well, we talk about the Mr. Leo, we talk about the this thing about the poor and vulnerable. Yes, I personally believe that if you are elected a member of parliament, you should have the necessary financial and other resources to effectively function as a member of parliament. But you should also be accountable for whatever funds that is coming to you, to the people of Grenada.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is my little piece today. And
well, I appreciate
let me thank you all again for the continued opportunity through this medium for people to air their voice
on matters of importance that affect the country.
Yeah,
you know, and very soon you'll see me in Karikuma.
I'm looking out.
I have to come up and make my visit. You know,
all right.
to get a more better on hand, face to face appreciation as to what is happening.
Okay, Carla. All right.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay, take care, man.
Good.
Okay. Well said. Well done.
You know, we've been getting a lot of positives. Most of the people who come here, every time they come, they said, well, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
What it was and what it is now, that means something is getting done. They keep saying nothing is happening in Karaku, but at the same time, the suppliers can keep up.
Well, and that is the case. But who is saying it and why they're saying it? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't believe they could stomach what's taking place. They're very uneasy right at this time, and they're just making all this kind of false statements just to get a little bit of an airplay.
Mm-hmm.
But as one caller said, and we came to a conclusion, we gotta forget them guys there. You know, they're not relevant.
Yeah.
They're not.
If we mention the demons, because nobody campaigning for them, you know.
Yeah.
so we campaign for them.
We campaign for them.
Yes. They're staying in oblivion.
Nobody knows, you know, if they exist, something like that. But what was said last night again, as this caller was just going back a little bit on the presentation done by Mr. Burke. I up to this day, I'm still in awe to realize. I'm glad that he brought everything to the fore, but I'm still in awe to realize what went on. What's been going on there, and nobody knew. Nothing was being done, you know.
No.
We could have been advanced right now. And there's one person who made a comment last night. I think he said that he was around 70, and he's a little bit he's happy that it's been explained, but he's a little bit disappointed because he was thinking that very soon he might have tasted a little bit of oil. You know, when he heard about maybe 4 to 6 years before this thing could maybe materialize to the fullest, and I say, you know, I mean, really, that's a while he thinking, you know,
so that
was sooner than that.
that's the genuine and general abuse of your people. You're lying to them just for to butter your own bread. You know, it's so sad. You can't have respect for this guy, man. You have no respect for nobody.
No, but that's the way he was. And that's the way he will be. And that's the way he will continue, you know. So we now gone past that now. And that's it. That's it. We finish. Okay. Let me take a call quickly before we continue. Vibes FM landline caller. You on? Caller, come in.
Hi.
Hello, yes.
Hi, Kim.
Yes.
Morning. Nathan, morning.
Morning.
What the Canadian guy was, you just called up to share about the land and politicians doing the wrong thing. It is damn true. Because look at Mopsido Pisalan in Tibo. Mopsido just come into power and just take that and do what he wanted to do with it. And that wasn't right. You see? So, yeah, things are right, man. Things are right.
Yeah, definitely. But
Yeah.
that's the way it was going on. You want a piece of land?
Yeah. But I hope it stop now anyway. So.
Well, let me tell you something. Hold on. Caller?
Yeah.
Okay, no. As you talk about you want a piece of land, you just get a piece of land. That's the way it was, you know. You just go to the minister and you say, listen, man, I want a piece of land, whatever, and things. Go ahead, man, get a surveyor. And you
That's
know.
what we want. I know other people in the Bible say nothing.
I say no for other people, but keep him quiet.
Yeah, you see, but one time, let me give you the story. I wasn't given a piece of land. I was given permission to use a piece of land.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to the minister and I said to him, well, we want to. That's when I went to erect my antennas for the radio station. And I went there to ask them.
That was in Bel Air.
That was in Bel Air, yes. And I went to ask. I wrote a letter and asked for permission. And if they were going to sell or lease or whatever, I was willing to do it, you know. But he said to me, don't worry, man, just go and get survey the land. and go ahead and take the land. I didn't get the land anyway. But when I fall out with them, because they thought I was doing that and they were going to get me on board.
Mhm.
But when they realized I wasn't getting on board, they say, "Hold on a minute, move out your stuff on the land." And then I say, "Move me now." It's some bad movement. It's not yours. It's ours. Okay. And then that was the way the dialogue went. But I mean that's what this caller just said there. Just reminded me of things of the nature. Eh?
Yeah, it's really good.
All right.
Yes, put it so well.
Okay, caller.
Okay,
Thanks.
yeah, take it easy.
Okay, bye now.
Okay, come.
Next, what's up, caller? Comment.
Oh, good afternoon once again.
Yes, good
Yes, I remember it happened in Karakou, and I know 4 people got 1 piece of land. 4 people. And I know the name of 2 of them that had the papers to get a piece of land, and when they get it, 4 people claimed that piece of land.
Wow.
Yes, and we know who did it, don't we? The same name you just called.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is what happened.
Well, yeah.
And I know it happened because of 2 people I know of had a piece of paper that they showed me that they got from that minister to go and claim a piece of land, and 4 people own the same piece of land. And that is what used to happen in Karakou. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And enjoy your evening.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing, a good practice. I mean, there are so many problems that can come out as a result of that. I mean, there's no management of stuff. I mean, one plot of land has 4 title deeds.
No, but what it do is that, well, they didn't get to the point, I think, where ownership was established.
Oh.
They gave them and said, "Listen, this is yours, okay? And you could pay for it. If no, or maybe occupy it, whatever." But I know of a situation too, where 2 people ended up on the same property. Now, one went there now to start cleaning up the property to meet another one who was occupying the property. So he said, "Wait, hold on." So both of them pull out the paper now to look at, to see, well, are we misguided, or do we have wrong numbers or lot numbers or whatever? It was identical. It was identical.
Well, you forgot when even with the Chinese built houses, when they were distributing units before the election, I mean, you just look at paper, the land is yours. You have nothing more official than that, just go and put a new light.
And no numbers or nothing was given, just a paper. And that's it. So nobody could really, you could have 4 or 5 people going after the same units. But that was the practice. But anyway, we have gone past that now, so, we're just looking forward to the future now to make sure that things are done properly, documented and filed. So this way now, if any problem comes up, we know exactly where to go, how to solve the problem. That's it. It's as simple as that, but we never used to do it. I just found a little clip here with Diablo. Let me see. Concerning this oil. Let me see what it says.
In 2010, we proceeded to get back the guys back on, and we decided to proceed. I'm telling you this. They did a 3-dimensional study, further confirmation of more possibilities. But they had to do the testing of the wells. One major well was drilled. And they were sent to Houston, and all the companies were there. And the results came back 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks before the election, 3 weeks. We got confirmation. The rumors started flying, Grenada's.
This is when he was bragging about.
He's a stupid politician?
Yes, he's a good politician, and you think he's going to bring out this thing
release
before? He know when to release it. This is when he decided to fool everybody. And so listen to him bragging.
Lord, but you and I know you can't go and count your chickens. So you have to be very careful. So we waited. We got the results 3 weeks before election. So, let's face it. I'm not a stupid politician. I will make the announcement 3 weeks before election. So I wait something before election. And I announce it as in Vex. In Vex, you say, at the darkness and all, like the people are trying, why did I announce it 3 days? Well, I announced it the best time. And you can't blame me.
You hear that? Bragging.
Yeah,
Bragging
man.
about what
He
he
announced
did.
it in the best time.
In the best time, you know, he ain't going
And
to
we
do it
cannot
before.
blame him.
No, he had the information there. And he's just there playing with it. And he's because he's smart.
Waiting for the right time to drop it.
Different chicken to catch. So you have to be very careful. So we waited. We got the results 3 weeks before election.
You see? Get the results. He said 3 weeks before election. But he ain't stupid. You ain't going to announce that 3 weeks before election. You wait 2 days or 3 days before to make an
So
announcement.
there was a definite plan
Yes.
to deceive.
Right.
Of course.
Exactly.
You have had it there. Say, waiting, so let me catch them off guard. And as a result of that, they'll just fall for me.
Right.
And vote me back in. Because I am giving them assurance of oil.
Right.
Mucho oil.
Because I'm not a stupid politician.
I'm not
He is stupid. No, he's smarter than that. You crazy or what? Listen again.
We got the results 3 weeks before election. So, I mean, let's face it, I'm not a stupid politician. I will make the announcement 3 weeks before election. So I wait the Sunday before election.
Right. That's where he went to Paul's.
Yeah.
Right. So the Sunday before
Talking
election.
about a major announcement have to be made.
Right.
A major announcement, and I mean
to deceive the people.
Yeah. I remember I was on Mainland at the time.
Yeah.
And that announcement about a major announcement and so on. Everybody was excited. Everybody wanted to know what can he come and say so. You know, I mean, what is that outstanding as far as he's concerned?
Well, see, that's the promise of richness. You know, you'll be forever.
Yes, and you know, I mean, you know, this is what is happening to us. This is what is coming. This is coming our way. Be ready. Be prepared. And of course, you would not allow anybody else to put their hands on that money.
You didn't want, no.
You know what I'm saying?
He said so, no?
Yeah, I mean.
He said so, no? You see, but Nazim vex when he do it.
Yeah, he vex.
I don't think Nazim vex. It vex, you see, at the darkness and all, like the people are trying, why did I announce it 3 days? Well, I announced it the best time. And you can't blame me.
That's the kind of guy we've been dealing with.
Yeah.
See? That's
can't blame him, you know.
That's
can't blame him.
That's the kind of guy.
I'll do what I have to do to get by.
Yeah. Witty.
Yep. That was the kind of guy we've been dealing with. Bible FM, call a comment.
Yes, Mr. Kim, Mr. Leo, and Mr. Coy.
Good day.
Good day.
So you see, karma. This is what happened to him. Yes, after he did that. The man is a crook. He's a damn crook. So now he's paying for it. He'll never get back there.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. Bless you all.
Bless you all. Thank you, my dear.
You want to hear something funny? I was with a friend of mine the other day, you know, and the phone ring, and the phone says, "Brothers and sisters, I'm blacking out. Brothers and sisters, I'm blacking out." I said, "That make it for ringtone." Ringtone, you know?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
That's a ringtone. Brothers and sisters,
I'm blacking out.
And then you hear the crowd go, "Yay! Clap, 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 clap." That's it. Because the whole idea is that the way he had these people for the longest while, I mean, really, they just say jump and they ask how high.
All right.
That's it, you know. They don't listen to nothing else. And we come out of that era now, though.
Well, yes, let's see that as what is going to be happening. We coming out of our slumber, or sleep. We have been taken for a ride so many ways, so many times.
But you know, what accompanies all those lies and so on and so forth, the guys and them have created a scenario whereby they have you mouth zipped for you can't talk because they have a way of threatening you and terrifying you. And those things, boy, all people must be taught that is your right. Nobody have no right to keep you in bondage. You know, you just exercise full respect, but demand respect in return. Only professionals, that's all.
That's it. Yep. But as one caller just called and say, is he Karma? Karma?
Sure.
Yep, definitely. And all of these things will start popping back now, and you realize, you start saying, oh, what happened? What happened? Why is this like that? There's a reason why it's like that. Because what goes around comes around. Vibes FM?
So sure.
Vibes FM caller, come in. Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
I want to say I want to say a good afternoon to the flying turkey. He tell me there's always this. I meet him there. I meet him when we had the watch party in Nutmeg House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said he always listen. So I want to tell him not listen. Don't only listen. He must call. So I say anytime I call, I go mention him.
Okay.
Yeah. And I told him his dream song is being played out right now. Where is that love and where is that unity? Grenada belongs to we.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him his dream song.
Mm-hmm.
And Kim, your dream song playing out too.
Mm-hmm.
You know your dream song is playing out too.
Well, it get better.
It's only gonna get better with NDC.
Yeah.
So you guys saw Turkey saw it years ago and you saw it just before election. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That unity is coming back. Thank God.
It is. Mm-hmm. And you can feel
yes,
it too.
It's coming back. It might be moving slow, but it's sure it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what make me realize it. That Bush issue.
Yeah.
After convention rally.
Yes.
That is when I realized that unity is there. So, and then last night I was looking at also the town hall in Ghana, in the Trade Center.
Mm-hmm. That was massive.
Yeah, it had over 500 people there in a town hall meeting. You don't see that often.
Mm-mm.
So Grenadians are coming together to claim back our country.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that. I love to see that. And and the oil and gas it could take about 6 years, but it's coming.
Yeah. Just a matter of time.
Some of us may or may not see it, but our children and our children will see it.
Yeah, man,
oil and gas.
We are creating a better situation. We are creating a better situation on the economic show. It's well intentioned and it's focused, and we'll benefit from that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. It's gonna happen. But as they say last night, it could take, after finding the oil, it could take about 6 years to take it out of the ground.
Mm-hmm. But at least the work is starting.
Yeah.
Because under the former administration, they didn't do anything about it. That's it. They used it as an election ploy.
Well, that's all.
And just to get back in power and whatever, they didn't care one way or the other what transpired. And even some of the documentation that they could not be found, I'm just wondering what some of these things you couldn't find, why it was hidden, if it was hidden.
Well, I understand it. It's alleged it could have been in some people's home in the filing cabinet at home. I'm not sure.
Right.
I wasn't there. I know. Only it's alleged.
Yeah. But the thing about it is that documentation of the nature needs to be secured properly. It's the state's document. It's not anything personal to say you could have it in the back of your van, your car, or your house, or whatever you want to do there. You can't do that. It's not yours. So the whole system was not done. It wasn't done properly.
Even the
if it happened. Somebody was blocking out. I know. If that happens, somebody was blocking out.
I hear you.
Yeah, for that to happen, because that's supposed to remain in the safe
State
Yeah,
property.
in the office, Prime Minister office or Cabinet office or Cabinet Secretary should know exactly where that is.
Well secure that any government coming in could go straight in there, and I say,
yeah, that was it. The Cabinet Secretary supposed to have that day ready for the next person coming. Because it's ours, not theirs.
Right.
But you know how they used to think. They think it was theirs.
Yeah.
They think the country was theirs too. You know? I know if you saw that clip. I saw it just recently. I sent it to somebody else, so I will save it. But I know if you saw it, where he was saying that somebody was saying that I will just give the country to this man. He never struggled. I know if you saw it. All prime ministers had was to struggle. Even mentioned probably he's had to struggle for 40 years. He was in opposition. He said Gary had the Mongoose gang. I mean the the Mongoose gang. The revolution, tried to fight revolutionaries to be prime minister, and he didn't see what he had to fight because we know he couldn't say he had to fight because he didn't fight nobody. What he did, he played tricks as usual. He's a trickster. He played tricks just as he played tricks with the oil and gas. He played tricks with Papa Blaze.
Yep.
And what they always say, the trickster, the trickster would always be tricked at some point in time. So actually, he got tricked, but he got tricked by the right, in the right time and by the right people, the voters.
Yeah, that's it.
He got tricked by the voters.
Yeah.
The people trick him in the end.
Yep.
Yeah, because he been making too much tricks.
Yep.
I mean, you're making tricks. Somewhere along the line, your tricks will come back and you got to face it. What goes around?
Comes around.
Right.
Yep. Well, that's
so
it.
But I need to say this before I go. I'm so proud of the team. And I'm not just saying one man. It's not Deacon alone. The team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole Deacon and his team. And teamwork make the dream work. Remember, the other side before they had no team. It was a one man meant.
Yeah, that's all. One person using.
That's it.
Talking about one man meant. Turkey was asking for him, you know. He said he ain't here in a while.
Well, we know that the last time we spoke with him, you know,
all was well?
Yeah, all was well, you know, but he wasn't enjoying, you know, the best of health, you know, because he's not you know, up in age now, you know, so.
Yeah, Turkey was asking, he saying him in a while. He said he like to listen to him, give his points, make his points. But if he's listening anytime you feel well enough, Turkey want to hear your boy.
Okay.
One man meant.
One man meant. All right.
It wasn't a team. So when you have a team working with and everybody playing their role, teamwork will make the dream work. That's all I have to say for today.
All right. Okay, Colin. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You take care. Bye-bye. All right.
Good day.
Keep up the good work, guys.
Okay.
Yes, you too.
Okay, bye. Okay. Like we say from time to time, you know, is that, you know, when we get together in unity, things become easier because everybody is pulling the weight wherever they have to. But when you have like an individual or somebody like that just doing, you know, by himself, can't walk. Vibes FM?
Never did.
Vibes FM, caller come in.
I'm Kim.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Leo.
My lord, good afternoon, sir.
Kyle. Yeah.
You know, honestly, before you go on, I must thank you. And talking about boy was like a firefighter. When Diablo fainted or blackout or whatever he said, I think Ernesto messaged me before you should go.
What did he say to you?
What
did he say to you?
He said, you see kid faint? I said, I think the man should go.
Oh my goodness.
It's still you want to put me in problem, right?
I'll just say what now? Put you in category crossway?
Yes. So,
exactly, Kyle, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I don't want you guys to lose focus on something. What we discovered last night, that it was 44 blocks, right?
Yeah.
And we also to remember it's 4 blocks that given. But one of the things we have to also go back on is that the documents, remember, you still have missing documents. And remember, Mr. Bowen said that the documents was in the cabinet, right?
Yep.
In the safe, in the office. So now the missing documents, we want to know if this is a document that have the deal in it. Because remember, even though GPG still have the contract, but Grenada don't know where they stand in the contract. So these are the things that we need to highlight again. Then we have to go back to the amount of money that Grenada was receiving a month. You understand? But you heard Mr. Bob break it down, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of money that we are getting per month. So I don't want us to lose focus on that too, because we want to know what happened to the document. Because if they don't get the document, they will still have to proceed with the 40 blocks.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard you guys just talking about Mr. Cox. Just something quick on Cox. When I asked Mr. Cox what he did in Caracol, Mr. Cox answer was, he assist a few people in groceries. And then he helped a man be like that. That's the only thing he did.
No, he also mentioned that he repaired mother house. You didn't hear that in the end?
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. And he helped repair his mother's house. So basically, for 9 months, it's actually the 3 things.
Yeah.
But you want to ask him about the jetty, right? Or his response, right?
Yes. And then in that, he was fishing around there to show maybe some sort of a concern and whatever, like that there. But he was just he's going up in thin air. Nothing was said, Nothing.
Let me tell you, when I asked that question, Cox was shocked. He didn't even know to answer. And do you know that in night he went on Shell and Scott and called him my name?
Yeah, yes, so but not your question alone can answer. A lot of times when I never heard more fumbling than when he was being interviewed by Mr. Telephone Man.
Oh.
You have to think far and wide before you could answer.
Yeah.
But basically, that just want us to lose focus to know there is still missing documents.
Yeah, we are aware of that.
And these are the documents that could be very, it could incriminate a lot of people. And I think this is why that document is losing. Is lost, not basically lost. I think they take the documents, they have it between Gregory Bowen and Kit Mitchell.
But the possibility of the documents there, is still, should be around. We hope it's around. But over the time that Mr. Brockwood doing the investigation. Yeah.
But Kimberly, you know what I want to know? I wonder if the government of Grenada can take these 2 individuals to court concerning the missing document, because that's Grenada document. It's not supposed to be anything personal in it. Yeah.
KB.
So I wonder if Mr. Buchanan might look into that.
Yeah. KB said that standard procedure, that standard operation, my boy, We saw that with the Bandarante, just disappeared without a trace. And then there's something else I was just thinking that we know nothing about. It's just gone. So that's business as usual as far as they're concerned. They don't even hide it to do the foolishness.
Well, let us wait and see. Anyway, you guys take care. Have a great evening. We keep in touch.
You too. Right.
Okay, bye-bye. Let me take another call. Vibes FM. Caller, come
Hello.
in. Yes, hello,
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, my contribution is to say we have the best Prime Minister and we love him, Deacon Mitchell. Coco Black could never ever come back.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
All right. Yeah.
This man, by his own doing, has generated so much hit for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, caller, you finish?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, bye. No, but people are realizing now, what a prime minister
should be like.
Yeah. And I think it showed their appreciation as well to say that this is the one. And I looked at the town hall last night. I brought it live too on Vibes FM. For those who were not able to see it, whatever the device is. But what amazed me is that even in the South, in the Andes constituency, Andy is a favorite, and people love him. And he did something in one community. I think it was what's the name? Inside the South, some kind of place.
Current? No.
Not Current is in St. David.
No, that's St. David.
Unless you talk about
Copyboy Hill?
Yes.
Copyboy Hill.
Copyboy.
Yes, that is right above the tennis court in Granans there.
Wherever.
Yeah, going up that steep.
Right.
That steep hill there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I was thinking Callis, no?
No.
Copyboy Hill.
And
what do you call it?
Copyboy. Copyboy Hill.
Well,
it's a French word.
Okay.
Yeah.
But one resident in particular, it was said about, but one resident in particular thank him for doing that road, because there was no road there, and they said that the former government said that no road could be built according to what she was saying, because only a track or whatever. And Andy went in there.
Yeah, man, he got rid of the mud.
Yeah, he got rid of the mud because people used to have to come down and walk down whatever with 2 shoes and 3 shoes, plastic bag and all kind of thing in their hand to change by the time they get to the road, And he did it. And they were very, very happy about it. I mean, I'm telling you, when you do things of the nature, people respond.
That is why Afro Queen just takes so much shot at Andy.
She's something else.
Huh? Who?
She's something else.
What do you say? Queen?
Afro Queen.
You ever see the videos? Man, she's amusing, And so she love Andy.
Yeah.
Vibes FM. Caller. WhatsApp caller, come in. Hello. Hello.
Wakai.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I get it.
All right. Okay, caller. Thank you so much there. Okay, because we're looking for the right name. Vibes FM, caller, you on there. Caller, come in on. Hello? Okay, let me take a landline call. Landline caller, you next. Caller, come in.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah. Yes. Hello. Yes.
Hey, Mina Kalmandi.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear a fellow talking about me just now. I hear you more today.
Who's that?
Paul.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm kind of. Yeah. What are you saying?
Yeah, I like Kalmandi. The color just talk about me. I hear more just now.
What did you say again?
What you said?
I say hold on. Yeah, I say listen to the program just now. Listen to him. He just called the fella. I just call him big up there.
Okay.
I just listen to him.
All right. Okay.
I laugh when I hear.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that yet. Yeah.
I know you had the middle last night. I didn't hear. I heard everything on this recently last night, but I didn't get everything.
Okay.
So much. I didn't get everything at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't listen to.
Okay.
I didn't get time to call, so on that one looking time. But I hadn't know myself to call when I got time. But right now I did here.
Okay.
I ain't going all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and before I go, I'll close now 2 o'clock.
Yeah, because not just now, yeah.
Yeah, now I see Mr. What's his name? Leo.
Yes, sir. Nothing too much. Same old. Rough and regular.
Every week. I don't be here now.
Yeah.
I don't get time to call.
Well.
Listen, I laugh sometimes because I don't make me day.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't make me day.
All right.
And the lady name in Kaigua, I think I think something about I listen to some. I think it was just telling me something I used to about from Kaigua. I think well, hold him back and that.
Yeah.
But I don't know the lady well, but I hear someone,
Okay.
If she listening to the call, but I don't know the woman, so I wouldn't say I know the woman well, but I don't listen to some of them, but I don't really pay attention to those.
All right.
They call on the thing that I will hear, but.
Okay. All right then, caller. Well, thank you so much for calling. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Next caller. What's up, caller? What's up, caller?
Good afternoon, guys.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Go on. Good afternoon. You're saying about Andy what he did last night? Mr. Holmington?
Say it again, please. Sorry.
You said some lady called talking about Andy last night, what he done for them?
Yes.
Wasn't coffee money.
Yeah, yes,
He
it was
cried.
clarified.
Yeah. Somebody clarified that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Because it was a kind of name that I couldn't bring right off the hand, you know.
But well, you still not working out since you graduate.
After graduation, he didn't get employment.
If you get a job, I don't know.
Well, now the time that he needs to fly his trade.
Yeah. But it's good when you see people calling and showing appreciation for, the ministers, the work that's been done, especially when the institution like that where they need the assistance.
But
really.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. So just keep on that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from our speaking on behalf of Mr. Leo there. We haven't heard from our special queen.
Oh,
the queen.
Sister Glenn?
Sister Glenn. I call her the queen.
Yeah.
Yes, she was on point
last night.
Man.
Yes.
I mean, and people listen. You could feel the interest in the room while she was speaking. People were listening. There are times you're speaking and you realize people are listening to what you're saying.
They look like they watch.
Yeah. But at the ending, when she came to the last point, I think it was 4 points she made, and come to the last point, man, you could hear the clapping, erupting.
Yes.
People was appreciating, man, what she was saying. The thing is, and I have to mention that she's saying, Mr. Prime Minister, consider this thing about giving them people car.
Yes. Change them another one.
Change them another one.
Vibes FM. What's up, caller? Come in. Hello.
Vibes ambassadors.
Hey.
How you all doing?
Okay. Not bad at all.
All right. I'm calling from the best place in Grenada, Sunset City.
Okay.
Victoria?
Man, Senator speaking, man. Senator.
Oh. Oh gosh, how you doing, boy?
I didn't even recognize the voice.
I didn't recognize the voice, so I didn't. Okay. Nice to hear you, man. Very nice to hear you.
I just healing up all you.
Okay.
In the program.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
well, we have.
Okay. Good one.
Karaku day, man. Karaku nice.
Okay, cool.
Karaku nice. Come and see Karaku, man.
Come and see for yourself.
Contrary to what me good pal saying, but I know better.
Yo, definitely. I mean, really, come on. That is mouth open, words jump out. That is all it is. When you want something to say, that's it, right? Okay. So take care.
All right, bro.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bro. Take care.
Take care. All the best.
Nice to hear you, man. Okay. Next caller, landline caller. Landline. Okay. Let me see. So many phones ringing around here. Okay, gotta make a correction in that day. We still have another 5 minutes to go inside the program, just about that, So if you want to call and make a contribution, you still have a little bit of time, limited time anyway, to make a contribution. But what you're seeing right now in that with the trajectory Grenada is on now, is up, guys. Up.
When you have people who have Deacon is blessed with good things, knowledge, wit, and good conscience. So when you have that combination, we passing all levels.
Mm-hmm.
We're exceeding all levels. So we're in good hands. I'm happy. And all he needs is the support of cabinet and we the people, and we'll see a better state. We'll live to see a better state. Lord, after 40 years. Thank you, Jesus.
Well, that has been the talk right now too, because if you listen to some people and saying, listen, you should be there now for 100 years, then saying, I mean, they go into the max and more, because this is what the government is looking at right now. The kind of work that's going on, the kind of things that are happening in people's lives now. Grenada is being transformed, and I could tell you straight out, you see Carriacou. Give Carriacou another 2 to 3 years. I ain't going to somebody say 5 years or whatever. We don't want that much. Because if you remember, just before Beryl came, we had a town hall meeting, and certain areas in Carriacou were showcased to show the improvement and what has taken place, since the government came into office. And Beryl sort of pushed us right back to the starting line. But now we've got back at the starting line now, and we're going to move now. We are coming better than before. So if anything were to happen in the very near future, we at a situation where we could, take a little bit more pressure if pressure comes. And that's what's going on with us right now. So Carriacou is on the upswing, and believe me, in a couple of years from now, so Leo, you watch out and see what's going to be taking place.
Kim, this debt at the town that we're getting into, that money paying before the year over, because you see, our Prime Minister is so very well liked. You have a few godfathers around there. And I'm happy because I know when he get the kakara, he go in where it belongs, not in anybody's pocket.
Vibes FM, caller, come in.
Kim,
Yes, go ahead, yeah.
I would want to make a last contribution.
Yes, go ahead, yeah.
With all of the positive thing that I'm seeing, we cannot be complacent.
No,
not at all.
I want to re-emphasize, we cannot be complacent. And this, I'm seeing already a level of complacency stepping in. It's like we crossed the line already. No, we cannot be. And this is something that we always have to be confident. Okay?
Yeah, well taken.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay.
That, that's been my thinking, you see. We don't want to leave a pinhole. We're taking no water. We want to be airtight. And don't ever let down your guard. Like the caller just said, you never know on what tomorrow is going to bring. So you have to be ever vigilant.
Right.
Ever vigilant. And do what has to be done if you want to have a better state.
Vibes FM, caller?
Hey,
yes,
Tim.
yes,
Good
go
afternoon.
ahead. Yes, good afternoon.
I said let me beat the clock and take the last call.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm calling from London anyway. I've been sitting here listening. I said, well, I have to contribute today. Let me call and say hello.
Okay.
So nice.
Yeah. It's a nice program today, man. Lovely program.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lovely program today, and he had enough contributors. So I said, well, okay, next week I'll contribute more.
Oh.
You save it up for next time.
Yeah, save it. No problem at all.
Yeah, lovely, man.
Put it in the kitty. Yeah.
You know, take care, right? And
Okay.
enjoy the sunshine.
All right.
You
thank
too,
so
man.
much.
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye. Yeah.
Kim, the caller say, enjoy the sunshine. And when I listen, and I connect to friends and families overseas, and I hear the weather, that's that.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, caller. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I heard so Leo even saying, don't tell him anything about the call because you want to hear it.
No. That's all. No. That's not my type of thing. Had enough of it.
You're going there?
No. Well, I have to go.
No, I mean physically you going there. But I mean you accommodating that kind of.
No, that correct. But it's warmed up now. Understand?
Wasn't so bad. Yesterday wasn't so bad.
No, it's warm up now.
Yeah.
I got it for one already.
Yeah. So anytime you have to make a dip in and a dip out, you have to,
check. Walk with me, thermostat. I ain't going down there. Not tonight.
Not okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, gentlemen, we're just about to wrap it up. Okay. And time flies, as you very well know. But it's always a pleasure being here and interacting with people, getting their opinions, their views, their concerns. It's important. People speaking out and see exactly how we're moving forward, what can be done, and you could feel a sense of unity.
Yeah.
That word unity is very strong now. It's coming to play more than ever. Yes, Elio.
So, with the help of good friends, good neighbors, and the Almighty, we will prevail. There's no doubt in my mind, because I think we have the right crew and with the right intention. And if we do the right thing, sky's the limit.
Definitely.
Moving on.
Somebody spoke about the need for us to pay attention to the environment. And I think I want to echo that same call as well. You know, we have to be prepared. I mean, just imagine we're just a few weeks away from actually the hurricane season, starting the 1st of June. Yes. And we have to be cognizant of the fact of the possibility that anything can happen again. You know, just last evening I was listening to some the weather updates at a regional level, and they are again telling us that this year is going to be above average. And I recall, and I said to myself, around this time last year, we were hearing the same thing. But what did we do? We didn't take it seriously. And I'm saying, like the caller made the point, we have to take these things seriously. We have to look out and be prepared. It's kind of difficult to be prepared in a time as this when we are still down. But whatever it is, let us be prepared for whatever is to come.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and not the views of this radio station. And that will just wrap up our program for today right here on Vibes FM. We want to thank you again, you our callers, you our listeners. In whatever way you participated in the program, we appreciate. And to remind you, we do a rebroadcast of the program from time to time right here on Vibes FM in the evening time. Until then, I'm your humble servant, yours truly, Kim the King. It's always a pleasure.